I sold my soul to the bottle. None of my brothers have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum.
Oh, man. It's the last party of the weekend. We are 10 Drink Minimum, sponsored by Topo Chico Seltzer. Hollyanne is
Hello.
here.
I am here.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm feeling better.
Yeah, what, were you sick?
Yeah, my allergies turned into bronchitis.
Yeah, I've got something going on.
Which I didn't know that could happen. But it did, and it kicked me out my butt. I had to cancel on a comedy show on Friday, which never happens.
Lazy.
I know. But I couldn't talk without coughing.
If you don't want to put the work in, just quit.
I know.
I'm just kidding.
I figured people didn't want to hear me cough into a microphone. So.
Oh, well, maybe.
We'll see if I make it through the show today.
Oh, without coughing?
Without dying.
I mean, it's better than the hiccup thing, right?
Oh my God, the hiccup thing was terrible.
Or what is it? Not
it
the
was
hiccup,
burping.
the burping, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Maybe that'll happen again.
We have Smiley's not here yet because probably the time changed. So who knows what time he will be here. But in studio, we have a very special guest from the band Prism Bitch. He's also a director. He is here because he made a movie called The Decline of the Southwestern Civilization Part 1. Chris Walsh, welcome to the show again. You've been on here before.
Yeah. I was here with Barney years.
God, that was years ago.
Yeah.
Why have we not had you back on again?
I don't know.
I blame our booker. No,
Hey, I just took over that job.
Well, whatever.
Whatever.
I'm just kidding. Well, then you get all the welcome to the show. So, big question right away. So, a lot of people, I think it's because you're in music. I think a lot of people don't realize that you're kind of playing off of a thing that exists already.
Yeah, for the documentary, there's a film called The Decline of Western Civilization, and there's 3 parts to it.
Yeah,
and it's directed by Penelope Fierce,
who
also directed Wayne's World.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And
I think the most known one is the second one, though.
Yeah, the second one is about the hair metal scene in LA.
Yeah.
And the first one's about the punk scene,
yeah,
like in the early 80s in LA. And they're vastly different. The first one's like kind of grimy and a little sad, and then the second one's like a lot of fun and really funny, but also kind of a little sad too. And then the third one's about like, I think, gutter punks. I haven't actually.
Yeah.
I've never seen the first or the third one.
Yeah.
They're really good. I got to interview Penelope years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
She. I used to do a radio show with my ex.
What?
And I got to interview a lot of cool people, but she was probably my favorite because she's just the coolest person you could ever think of in your whole life.
Yeah.
Like she just hung out with all these bands. And like she also edited like the first music video ever
That's
of all time. Yeah.
What was that?
I don't remember which one it was.
It wasn't the Video Killed the Radio Star. I guess.
I think it was.
That was the first video on MTV, but I don't know.
I think it might have been that one, but she did. That's how she got into like documentaries and filmmaking. Was she made music videos?
Oh,
That's
okay.
amazing.
Yeah, she's a cool lady.
Yeah, she's like one of my favorite directors. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wayne's World is one of my favorite movies of all time.
In who, like, looking back on that movie, who would, like, they filmed it in like 2 weeks, first of all, which is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And looking back on it, for being a really silly, long SNL sketch. It's actually pretty amazing.
It's a great
You know?
movie.
I remember watching it when I think I was in high school, and I just loved it. Like I was like, my friends and I were just like driving home and singing Queen, and it's such a great movie. I didn't even know and for the fact that it's her that did that, it's such a contrast.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, she's amazing. And the decline of Western civilization, her first one was like so like the cops wanted to shut it down, the premiere and stuff. Because
Really?
It was like all these crazy underground punks and stuff, and showing this like world that people didn't want to have seen. Yeah.
Well, that was scary back then.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Interesting. So what made you decide you wanted to make this film?
Well, I love music documentaries, so I always wanted to make one. And the scene in Albuquerque has always been cool, but lately I've just been going out a lot and seeing a lot of bands and post pandemic, and I wanted to kind of capture that. And then the city was giving away art grants, and so I applied and got one through the Urban Enhancement Trust Fund, and it's it was like kind of a post pandemic grant for artists. And
Oh wow.
yeah. It was only a small amount of money, but it got me started, and like I just started going out and filming bands and interviewing people.
That's so cool.
And you were filming that thing. I saw you film it probably about 8 months, maybe. I don't know, maybe more.
Yeah, I started in 2022, and I filmed it I filmed for like about a year, but mostly it was the summer of 2022 and into 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to say, so like we've known each other for like 10 years now. It has to be 10 years. And you're one of those people that like I look at and I admire and I go, man, this guy writes music. He shreds on the guitar. He makes movies. Like you're just one of those, like you're always moving and you're just a great artist. And it's interesting to watch you because, from afar you can tell you're kicking ass. Up close, being around you, you have just this thing where you're thinking and you're doing and you're always like, I could see that you're like, working on things, and I love that.
Yeah, thanks. I just feel like I'm mediocre at everything, and I try.
Well, of course you do, because you're an artist.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, of course you do.
Yeah, and I'm trying to do everything, but yeah, we've known each other a long time, and you're in the documentary.
Yeah,
and
can I tell you the story behind like so I kind of told you this at a party one night. I was like, I saw someone else posted the poster, and they're all like, yeah, apparently someone made this movie about the local scene, and it was a musician. They're like, I'm not in it, but here's the poster. And that's literally what they said. And I like looked at the poster. I was like, oh, this is cool. What is this? And I'm like looking through the names, and I was like, what the fuck is my name doing on there? And then I was like, oh yeah, oh, this is Chris Walsh's movie. Because at first I didn't it didn't kick in, and then I was like, oh shit, what did I say? If I'm in the movie, what did I say? Did I say something fucked up? I was like, am I gonna have to apologize to a bunch of people? So then you ended up, I couldn't make the premiere because we were doing a live show at Dry Heat, and you sent it to me, and I haven't watched it all the way through. I just was like, I wanted to like watch my parts to make sure I didn't say anything fucked up. So I didn't. Someone's like, hey, fuck you, man, like in public,
They just throw eggs at you every time they see you.
But I'm excited because Thursday you're re-showing it at the Guild at 6:00, and I'll be there.
Yeah. Yeah, the when we premiered it, we had a really good response. We had 2 showings, and one of them sold out, and some people couldn't see it. So Keith asked me to show it again.
Really?
So, yeah, and your part was great. I just know you as like you're everywhere. You're everywhere. Anytime I go out, you're always out. So I wanted to get your perspective as like a patron, and that's really what your part. I felt like brought to the film,
and I think that's great. I want to. So Duke City Warrior, I'm sorry you were having a bad day. Hopefully it's better. And I like that. And it's really weird because like as artists, we all feel like, oh, we're not good at what we do, and like I got asked I get asked to judge things now. I guess that's my new role in the world. So last night I did a drag queen cabaret. Next Saturday I'm doing the Monsoon Music writer showcase, and this is my second time to do that. And first time I was like, well, I've never written a song and I don't know how to play any music or sing any music. Why would I be able to tell people? And they're like, well, you're the person who pays for it. And I was like, oh, that is a very good point.
Yeah,
you know?
totally.
I mean, honestly, because I don't get to go out that much now because I have kids. So, like, if I'm going to pay a babysitter, I want to make sure if I've never heard the band that I'm going to like them. And I always ask Chris, like, hey, have you heard of this band?
Right.
And of course he has.
And if I haven't, then I ask Barney.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because that's what we all do.
That's what we all do. Barney, are these people great? And I have to say, though, lately in our music scene, I don't think I've had an experience where I was like, oh, I regret going out.
Oh, nice.
We have such great music right now.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing what's happening right now. There's a lot of good bands. In fact, I went to Long Hair Records and just saw like a small show, and this band was touring from LA, and they were great, but the bands from Albuquerque were just phenomenal.
Yeah.
And it was like,
and sometimes you see like a band from Albuquerque opening for like a national act, and sometimes the Albuquerque bands really like overshadow the headliner, which is, it blows me away. I think it's because, you know, you guys have to work hard.
yeah, there's a high standard in Albuquerque, and it's hard to get an audience to like come out and see you, like you were saying.
It's hard.
Yeah, and so like there's a high bar for Albuquerque bands, and I think,
And also Albuquerque, and this applies to comedy as well, I think Albuquerque does not put up with bullshit.
yeah,
They will call you on it so fast.
yeah,
Well, and
Audiences here are ruthless.
the other thing too is like we're spoiled.
Yeah.
Like we don't realize, and we've talked about this on the podcast many times before.
Yeah.
We're not with Chris here, but like so many cities don't have a music scene that is as amazing as ours.
And accessible. There's music all the
Yes,
time.
all the time, everywhere, all over the city.
Yeah.
At all times, and you go to like a major like cities like DC and San Diego, they don't have local music. Like, and if they do, it's hidden. Like, because I've gone to those cities and tried to find it, and it's near impossible. So then here we have like literally Night Living cover bands, 132 bands that Barney allowed on that. There's more, so there's limited venue space. So in order to play, you have to be dialed in and pretty badass at some points. You know, to get up just to play at the Launchpad anymore.
yeah, totally.
You know, I mean, when you were coming up, it was definitely not that crazy.
No, there wasn't like a cohesive kind of scene. There wasn't like people like trying to like rally. In fact, there was like a lot of infighting when we started, and
People have told me I'm full of shit about that, and I'm like, dude, when I first got into everything, there was a lot of jealousy. And if you got something, everybody was like, "What the fuck did they get that? Fuck them, you know, we're better than them." And it was weird shit like that. And I'm sure there's still some, but
yeah,
it is definitely not like it was.
yeah. That's another thing about Albuquerque. If you get too hot, like they'll humble you real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And but there's much more support now than I've felt since I've been playing music, and yeah, it's a cool time.
They will do that, right? Like you're right. Because like the whole bring up the Shins. And people will if they're not from Albuquerque, they'll be like, "Oh, I love that band." If they're from here, they're like, "Fuck the Shins." They're all fuck James Mercer, and I love the Shins. And then they'll have some story that they've heard. And I have heard, like, someone came up to me one time and they're like, because I'm friends with Marty, they're like, "Is it true that James Mercer fired the whole band because they're brown?" And I was like, "What? What in the fuck are you talking about?" Like, no. You know, like just stupid shit like that.
My favorite thing about New Mexico in general is like we have this, I don't know, this thing where like we're going to talk shit to you, but we also love you because you're from here. But my favorite thing is when people don't realize the Shins were from here.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Why is Albuquerque so mad at the Shins?" And people can break it down for like an hour.
Oh, yeah.
About why
And then it'll be about the McDonald's commercial. There's always some weird shit. But like your band, like Prism Bitch, you guys have been touring with like Built to Spill all over the place. And I mean, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, we got really lucky. We met them in 2018 at this festival that we're going to be going to in Boise called Tree Fort.
Yeah,
and we just wanted to take a picture with him, but little did we know he had seen our set and liked us.
Oh,
so we exchanged information, and then later that year we were like touring with them.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, that's how. And people are like, "Well, how the fuck did they get like that?" Dude, it's you have to be talented. You have to be lucky. You have to be in the right fucking place at the right fucking time. And you have to be open to say yes to things and do things. And it's really hard to get all that in one thing. It's near impossible.
Yeah, it's a lot of luck for sure.
For sure.
And and then also be going out there and meeting people and not and it's all who you know, and hopefully someone likes you who can help you out.
Right.
Yeah.
And Built to Spill has been that for us.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why I want to make the documentary, is also to highlight other bands that are happening in town. And
and then what's been the response on the movie?
It's been great. I've been getting a lot of really good response. I put it out on the internet just like as an unlisted kind of link, just to send it to the bands and stuff. Right. And then like other people, they're like sharing the link to other people. So I hear about people like, oh, they were talking about your documentary the other day, and like all these musicians
so
or
cool.
like film people and stuff like that. So it's a cool buzz that
Has there been any like backlash or anything?
There's a lot of people. There's people who are like, you didn't include me, of course.
Oh man.
Which is why I called it part one, because there's no way I'm even if I made like a Netflix series that went like 4 seasons or whatever.
Well, okay. First of all, and I'll answer for you. And if you want me to stop, you tell me. So here's how I looked at it. There was a couple of that on Facebook, and every single time it was somebody who used to play, and they haven't played in a long time, and they don't go out. And I'm like, dude, I saw this guy out there filming, and he was at DIY venues. He was at the launch pad. And I mean, if you weren't out there, then you weren't going to get in it. He's not going to go knock on your door.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I mean, and you might have, I haven't watched the movie, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you did, then it was probably somebody you really wanted to talk to.
Yeah. So. And my knowledge and reach is only limited to who I know. And
right.
So like there was a lot of people from the past who I interviewed, but they were recommended to me, and people I sought out and kind of knew their story, and I knew I could tell their story. So
right.
I reached out to who I knew, and then in making it, I met a lot of other people, and then there's a lot of people I've met since who aren't in the documentary. And part 2, I hope I get around to putting them in. Yeah.
And I mean, you're not going to get everybody. You're never going to make everyone happy.
I don't think you can.
No,
there's no way.
So I'm a huge documentary.
So do you know why people don't like Prism Bitch Band? I heard that Chris Walsh is like paying people to let him be on tour with them.
Oh my gosh. So I'm a huge documentary nerd, and I'm addicted to documentaries.
I love them too, yeah.
And my favorite thing to hear about is, what is something you learned making the documentary that surprised you?
Oh yeah. That's a good question.
If there was anything.
You know, the story that I like the most, or one of the stories that I really like from the past, is like there was this guy, Joe Buffalino, who was in town, who was like a booker, and he would book there's a video from a KOB story from the early 80s
that went around,
and
people were just like gobsmacked by it. They were like, what the fuck?
Yeah, totally. So this guy would book, he had like kind of a monopoly on cool clubs in town, but he would only let bands who played top 40 hits and dress the way that he specified.
Joe Buffalino is only going to let bands play that play top 40 hit. Like that whole news article, that news thing is so ridiculous.
Right, yeah. But then at the same time, there was this whole underground scene happening. This like underground punk scene happening, and this band called Cracks in the Sidewalk, and Jerry's Kids, who both had this guitarist named Gordy Anderson.
Oh yeah, Gordy.
He was putting on shows, house shows. He was like booking like Black Flag and the Minutemen, and just like when it wasn't really heard of to like get in a van and just tour by yourself. You had to. So he was kind of starting that scene in Albuquerque, and he was like in the first punk band Jerry's Kids in Albuquerque, and then later moved on to this like more art punk band called Cracks in the Sidewalk, and they were like the first band to go to South by from Albuquerque. And so this whole underground movement was happening at the same time that this like, you know, this top 40 Joe Buffalino scene was happening.
I'm so excited to show my dad this documentary because he was a punk teenager here in New Mexico, and I've heard a lot of these stories. Like I have heard of Joe Buffalino.
Oh yeah.
And
his son like recently died or something.
Oh really?
Something. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I think so.
Yeah, he's still around. So if he's
did you try to get him on the show?
I didn't try, but maybe part 2 I'll let him, you know, get to say
this will be like Cocaine Cowboys where they do a new one. It's like it's all about Griselda. It's like the Joe Buffalino. The thing that trips me out too, because I wasn't here in the late 90s or the early 2000s, but a lot of my friends were, and they'll tell these fucking stories about the punk rockers versus like skinheads versus the cops, and it sounds insane.
Yeah.
Like there's like one dude, and I can't think of his name, and like if it's a bunch of old Albuquerque like scene people, if someone says his name, they're like, oh shit, that dude, if you like looked at him wrong, he would like just punch you in the face. So it sounds like it was just crazy.
Yeah,
in some aspects.
Yeah, that, from what I hear,
I'll tell you the guy's name after the show. I'm not going to say it.
Well, I don't feel like getting punched in the face. Okay.
And it's crazy if you brought it up, like they would be like, "Oh, that fucking guy!" Like everyone knew he was.
Yeah.
And like they would just say there'd be just huge fights between the punk rockers and the skinheads, and it's kind of crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, from what I've heard, I used to be in a band with Joey Bolt, and he told me that like Albuquerque used to be like a real tough.
Well, dude, fucking Joey Bolt. Yeah, have you heard the stories about him?
I've heard stories about him. Yeah,
dude, he would fight all the time.
Yeah,
dude, and I was like, people would tell me like they're like, oh man, Joey, man. I remember like every Friday or Saturday, he was like fighting somebody, and I was like, Joey. Because like the Joey I know is like the nicest dude.
Yeah.
Super cool. Blew my mind.
Yeah, I know him as a dad and a family man.
It's funny how that happens, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know, like, I hear stories about my dad from, like, the late 80s, early 90s, and I'm like, that didn't happen. That could not have happened.
No, right?
And then people pulled out, like, pictures of him. He used to do, like, pyrotechnics for his friends' bands.
What?
Yeah. And so when I was a kid, I remembered that, like, he did really cool fireworks because he had a license. So he could get, like, the fireworks you buried.
As one does, right?
He had to have, like, a license to do... I guess in the 80s, that was a big deal, was to just blow shit up while people were playing. I don't know. But so, like, people would tell these stories. I thought they were making them up until somebody found a treasure trove of, like, pictures of my dad with, like, Liberty spikes and... like a leather jacket. There's a picture somewhere of my dad punching people. I was like, what the fuck was happening?
Oh, damn. Who's your dad?
His name's John, and he works for the government now.
Right.
And
sell out.
I'm like, Dad, did you tell them who you are as a person? But I always knew him as like my sweet dad, who was a little weird. I'm not going to lie. I went to Catholic school and nobody else's dad was like that. So I can only imagine the stories that you have unearthed.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stories. Yeah. Yeah. It would be cool to interview your dad about that. Yeah. Did he set off fireworks indoors?
I don't know.
If he did pyro, probably.
I mean, probably.
Up until like the Great White incident, I'm pretty sure that was a thing people thought was
Up
great.
until like Michael Jackson got caught on fire during something.
The Pepsi commercial.
Yeah, is that what it was? Yeah.
Dude, I remember. Okay, so I'm old. I remember when that happened. It was like, and then as kids we were mean. Like, what was it? I pledge allegiance to the flag. Michael Jackson, and then he would say something derogatory. And then Pepsi Cola burned him up. Now he's drinking 7-Up. Like that was like a whole thing kids would say on the playground.
Kids are mean.
Yeah.
I have 2 of them.
Oh, yeah.
They're mean.
Yeah. So is there anything like, was there anybody like you interviewed and it was a little like too much? And you maybe didn't bring it in and you're like, nope.
There wasn't, there was like people who would, I tried to keep the infighting out.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, there was definitely people who were like, maybe talked maybe a little too much shit about something, and something maybe I agreed with too, but I just didn't want to like, I don't want to like people fighting more.
It's nuts, right? Yeah. And like, I can't really, like some of the other days, like, I don't remember any of that. I was like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah.
Cause I remember I was talking to one of the guys that, came up with like the Shins and those guys. And we were talking about, and they're around and they still go to shows. And I was like, what do you think's different? He goes, oh man, you'll see these other bands like help other bands like set up their equipment. He's like, nah, we never did that, man. He's like, you didn't do shit like that. He's all fucked then. Like, like, geez.
Can we get a director's cut of your movie with the shit talking?
That'd be great.
Maybe.
That just sounds, it sounds interesting.
Yeah. I interviewed a lot of people who were like drinking or maybe on something, just as you do it when you go out and see music. And some people were like, dude, I was so drunk when you interviewed me.
Oh,
and
no.
But I was trying to be tasteful about what I put in. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
See, that's what I was worried about.
I know Chris was like,
I wasn't drunk, but I was like, I can say some things and I'll be like, oh, you know what? People don't like this, but fuck them. And I was like, I don't think I did that. I think I said nice things.
No, you said really great things. I like what you say about being a good patron and like making sure you pay for the cover and merch and and show up. And,
I've had to get on band people. I'm like, you snuck in. I'm like, those are your friends, man. Mm-hmm. Like man. Or there's a touring act. I'm like, there's a touring act and you snuck in. I'm like, that's how the gas money to get to the next city, Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think anybody who performs, like, we have that problem with comedy as well, where people are like, how much to get in? Well, can I get on the list? Like, no, there's no fucking list. Just just pay the $5, my dude.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you see them out drinking later, and they're spending like hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
I'm like, you couldn't pay $10 to watch a show.
To go to Launchpad now, it's still around $10 for most shows, right? Unless it's like a touring act, which some of the touring acts that have played at Launchpad lately have been fucking mind-blowing, like Living Color. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then Alien Ant Farm's playing there, coming up.
Oh, I saw that.
Totally.
And
these huge bands.
And dude, I bought a ticket for that, $20-something.
Really?
No, maybe even 15. I don't know.
Wow.
But like, that is ridiculous. So, Flaming Lips are playing at Revel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they're doing Yoshimi, that whole record.
Oh, cool.
All in its entirety. $50.
Oh, wow.
And somebody goes, $50? I was like, $50 is amazing nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, go watch the Red Hot Chili Peppers at Isleta and see what you're going to pay. Have you seen those prices?
Oh, it's nuts.
It's $200 for the grass right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
Because they went up.
Damn.
Like, so $50 to see Flaming Lips?
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Albuquerque's like a great town to see touring acts because you're probably going to see them in a much smaller, intimate venue than you would like anywhere else. If you go to a big city, you're just going to see them in a huge arena. I cannot believe Living Color played at Launchpad. Yeah, Barney gave me the skinny on that show. I guess they had like a day off from this tour that they were in, and so they just like picked up Launchpad.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I think that happens here a lot.
Yeah.
Because we're one of those cities that's
it actually doesn't anymore.
Oh, really?
Joe was telling me about this. Let me get to that. So the thing with the Living Color, I don't know if you know, they're like relevant again.
Yeah.
Like the pro wrestler CM Punk, he uses Cult of Personality.
Oh, really?
And he's in the WWE, and that's what he comes out to.
Yeah.
So I mean, they have to be like killing it again.
Yeah, totally.
And because like that's like 3 or 4 million people every Monday and Friday hearing that song on national television, and for them to go play it like I was like, what the fuck? So Joe was telling me, and it may be changed again. This is actually like maybe a year ago. He was telling me that, you know, Albuquerque used to be that between Denver, Dallas, and Phoenix City. And it got to the point where people were so cheap and they wouldn't buy tickets that the bands wouldn't play here, but they would just stop here and rest. Mm-hmm. And he was like, for example, like Death Cab is like their bus is over somewhere just parked. And I know the Flaming Lips did that because that's when Billy met, what's the lead singer's name?
Wayne Cohn.
Yeah, because they were just parked. And they found out where they were at. But I think now, because people are all of a sudden rich in Albuquerque, I don't know.
Yeah.
The Seinfeld show sold out.
Right.
Did you see how expensive that was?
No.
It was
Don't even get me
$190 for the cheapest tickets.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was
don't even get me started.
upwards of $500 for the close-up.
Yeah.
And it sold out.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, things have changed.
Yeah.
So hopefully we do again. But
Yeah, totally.
hopefully the normal concert goer doesn't get priced out of the shows anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw you at that Sleater Kinney show, and that was
Dude, that was
great.
nuts.
Yeah. Everyone I knew was there.
Dude, everyone I knew.
I'm so sad I didn't go.
And somebody goes, are you a big Slater Kinney fan? I was like, actually, I couldn't name a song. I like their music. And they're like, what are you doing here? I was like, I like to be around the people. Like, it's all I knew everybody was going to be here. I was like, going to come,
Totally.
And it's fun. It's like,
I think everybody I love was at that show.
And I love Black Belt Eagle Scout.
Yeah, they were great.
Dude, they're great.
Yeah. I think they're friends with a lot of people here, too. So, yeah.
Gabe Gambino says, I hung out with CKY when they were here on a stop. Jesus.
Oh, wow.
That's kind of cool. But it is kind of a great place to play.
Yeah.
You know? We have some of the, like, it's really weird how Launchpad has kind of become the backbone of like the downtown scene kind of.
Yeah, it's really what I like about Launchpad is they're very they cater to the local scene and they're about the shows. And like that you're going to hear a good sound, you're going to see they have lights and it's just like a place to see music.
Right.
And they let the weirdest stuff be shown at Launchpad. I've seen some crazy experimental shows at Launchpad, like it was a DIY scene, or like it was some crazy art performance place. But they just let whatever play there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think that's just knowing Barney. I mean, he's trying to like be as active and trying to get as many locals in Launchpad as possible.
Right.
Yeah.
And he does a great job.
Oh, he does.
He does the Lord's work, that man.
Well, you know what? He does a good job booking, and he doesn't anger the band so much that they screenshot him and put him on.
Oh
put
my
him on blast.
God.
Yeah.
You know what I love? So like, they even let us do our weird ass show that we do once a year, which is oh my God, what is that show called?
The One-Liner Madness.
The One-Liner Madness.
Yeah.
Which is
dude,
like,
that thing fills up though.
Oh my God, one of my dreams, and as like somebody who wishes they could play music but just can't, I'm always like, oh, I wish I could play to like sold out Launchpad. And finally, because Barney was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. We do this One-Liner Madness thing, and it has a bracket. And there's like 64 comics go in 95 minutes or something. It goes so quick. And they gave us a chance, and man, that place fills up because it's just like the weirdest show. Like, and I just think that's so cool that a venue is so accepting of everything.
They also love it too because you fill up that venue.
Yeah.
And then it takes like an hour.
Yeah.
And then you're done.
And then we're done.
And then and like literally the people working there were like, "Is it over?" and they're like, they get excited because they're like, "We get to go home."
Right.
Yeah. I think even the comedians the first year we were like, "Wait, it's over? That was it?" But it's because we do like each of us does a one-liner and we knock each other out. I never win. I'm never gonna win that.
Yeah, you will.
I don't think. One-liners are hard. I don't like it.
Life's hard.
Life's hard.
So touring with Prison Bitch, what is like the city that you love the most to play in?
We have a really good response in the Northwest. So like Seattle and Portland are always like fun places to play.
Yeah.
San Francisco has become like a really cool place for us to play. I love Philadelphia.
Oh,
So, like,
really?
Really?
Yeah.
See, usually it's Philadelphia is kind of known for being like rough and hard edged.
Yeah, that's why I like it. It reminds me of Albuquerque. Yeah, and there's great bands from Philly.
Isn't that funny how we're like that?
Yeah.
Like you go like I've had this happen so many times where like I'll go to a city. Like I remember I was going to Chicago and one of my friends from back home, like in Clovis, I was just there. Be very careful, man. And I was like, dude, I live in Albuquerque, man. I'm not going to the south side of Chicago. I was like, I'll be okay. You know?
Yeah, that's one of the things about touring is like I realize how dangerous Albuquerque is because like living here, I'm like, oh, this is you're used to everything, but when you go somewhere else and you're like, this is nice, I feel safe everywhere.
I think the funniest story and I have not toured like you guys have.
Yeah.
But I went up to Denver on tour, right? And they have this street where there's just a lot of homeless people, but they have like tents and sleeping bags and they're really nice. And somebody was like, oh, be careful walking over there. And I was like, oh, really? There's a place like that in Denver? Okay, we'll be careful.
Right,
and I was like shaking hands with, unhoused people because I'm not afraid of somebody who has a nice sleeping bag and a tent. And like, it was so clean. Yeah. I was just like, okay, Denver.
Yeah. Do you ever go like visit somewhere and people are like looking at you like you're the fucking like you're the fucking like they're like, oh shit. That it's very alarming. Like my mom lives in Alamogordo and I'll go down there and I'll walk into a place and people just like look like what the hell? And my favorite was me and Ian from Russian Girlfriends and Dave Jordan and I can't remember somebody else. We were in a Taco Bell in Alamogordo, and of course every one of us is wearing black, and I think one of them, and they're all wearing metal shirts, and one of them says like burn in hell or some shit, I don't know. And we're hungover and like this woman comes up, she goes, I just want you to know that the Lord Jesus Christ loves you and you guys need to change your ways and all. And Dave Jordan looks up at her and he goes, half of us are Jewish, it's lost on us what you're saying. and I was just like, what's happening here? Oh yeah, we're weirdos to these people.
When I became a mom and I have to go do school pickup, like for so many years, I wear cuss words on my shirt. Like, or I have, like, my favorite band is Goddamn Gallows, and every single one of my shirts from them looks like I am part of the Satanist movement. And it says, like, y'all motherfuckers need Jesus on the back. Right. And I'll just, like, walk up to the school to pick up my daughter and totally forget that I'm wearing that. Mm-hmm. And all of the Rio Rancho moms are just like...
Yeah, Gabe says you never realize how much Albuquerque habits are ingrained until you leave town, right? Yeah. Well, no, and like I was saying that on the show, like when I was in Miami for like, I think we went and saw Pearl Jam there. I kept telling first of all, we were outside of a bar and we're drinking and there's no fenced in area.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, what's happening here? They're just letting us, are we going to get arrested? You know? And then I keep telling my friend, I'm like, oh man, it's almost midnight. We got to get alcohol. Finally, this guy goes, I keep hearing you say that. Can I ask why you're saying that? I was like, well, don't they stop selling alcohol package at midnight? And he goes, no, they don't ever stop selling it.
Right. Yeah.
Why would they stop at midnight? And I was like, well, we're from Albuquerque. And he's like, weird. And I was like, that is weird, I guess. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, I've had a similar experience in New Orleans.
New Orleans is a fucking another level.
It's a free for all.
Yeah, it's like I always say, and I've been there. I've been there twice, but it's been well over 20 years. I always say like New Orleans is like the American version of Juarez. It's kind of nuts.
Yeah, it's so.
And I say that because that's definitely a place you don't want to get arrested.
Yeah.
For sure you don't. And it's a free for all.
I feel like if you get arrested in New Orleans, you're doing something wrong.
Crazy. Right. Yeah. And that's what I mean. Like
it's my favorite city on the earth.
I just remember telling somebody, they're like, well, I'm not 21. I won't be able to drink. Why would I want to go there? I was like, oh, you'll be able to drink. Don't worry.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't know. I was like, I've been there. You will. They really don't care unless you're just being stupid.
Right.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's a crazy place.
Yeah, you have to pace yourself. And
Have you played in New Orleans?
we've
Oh
played
my
a couple
God.
times. Yeah, those shows are always crazy.
That seems like a crazy place to be.
Yeah, we played a show one time, and our payment was they filled up like a big tub of beer with like Miller High Life, and then we took it home in a big bag. We couldn't finish all the beers. Yeah,
That was what they paid you in?
that was part of the payment.
They
Yeah,
paid you in beer.
yeah,
Well, I mean, back in the day, it would have been cocaine.
yeah.
Yeah, how does that work? Like when you guys are opening for Built to Spill, people are definitely not showing up to. I mean, at first they were not showing up to see you guys.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, when we first started, we were very new, and we were kind of like learning how to tour and stuff. And so, but it was cool. I think a lot of times, like sometimes the bands can get heckled or something, but we always try to win over the audience.
Oh yeah,
And Built to Spill's audience is really receptive to us. Now they know us. People are like, you got to go and see Prison Bitch. Make sure you go see Prison Bitch.
I feel like you guys don't have a hard time winning anybody over.
No.
Because you're one of my favorite bands,
Yeah.
legitimately.
oh, you guys are great. Yeah.
And I mean, you guys all have amazing personalities, but you also have Lauren.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Lila.
And Lila.
and Teresa.
I mean, you have everybody, but it's just like,
But like Lauren and Lila
oh my gosh, the
are
personalities.
they play off, and then you guys all just kind of play off each
Yeah.
other. Little Bobby says, "What up, 10 drink minimum?" What's up, little Bobby?
What up?
But like, I will say this, and it's crazy how out of the gate you guys were like this. I saw you guys when you first started. I think I saw your first show.
We're at.
I want to say Launchpad, but that's not right. No, that's not right. You guys were still Prison Bitch, and you were wearing the prison guard uniform, and then the girls were in jumpsuits.
That's right.
It was not there. Where was it?
We played Birds a lot. Our
I
first
saw you
shows
guys
were
at
at
Birds.
Winnings. We like did a punk
Oh,
rock.
then you know what? Then I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I was not because I never went to Winnings.
Yeah.
But like, I just remember right away. I was like, damn, their stage presence is fucking off the charts.
Yeah.
I remember seeing you guys at Bert's, and my brain just exploded. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, you guys are just, I don't know. You guys are like part of our culture now.
Awesome. Yeah.
Gabe says the first Man High tour we played in Tacoma, and these people invited us over. We ended up doing LSD, and they kept trying to bang us, but I couldn't stop thinking about pyramids. Jesus. Fucking Gabe.
I love a good LSD story, personally. There's never a bad story that starts with, so we were given LSD.
Yeah.
So
Pyramid.
now when you tour, like with are you guys gonna go back out with Built to Spill again?
This one we're doing it alone.
Really?
We're playing with some bands that are friends of ours, Itchy
Okay.
Kitty, and some bands on the West Coast that we know. And yeah, we're doing it alone, but hopefully it goes well. Booking it went really easy.
I bet.
A lot of people had heard of us already. And
That's
so
good.
we're
Wow.
excited to
Well,
have
is there also that like when you guys went out with Built to Spill after the first tour, like maybe the second, or you guys have been like 3 times with them, right? 3 or 4?
more than that.
But like you go to like a city and people not only are coming out to see them, but they're also like, you know, maybe some Prison Bitch shirts are showing up. Maybe some. Did that happen?
Yeah, that's
Wow.
that's totally happening. Yeah,
cool,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. We'll revisit cities and people will be like, "Oh, I saw you last time."
Wow.
Or, yeah.
That's cool. And I mean, like, of course it happens because like I'll see a band. And then I'll be like, oh man, they're coming back. Like I think Diarrhea Planet's one of those bands.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever heard that
What
band?
a great
Yeah,
name.
totally. I ran into those guys in Nashville.
Dude, I saw them at Low Spirits, and they went up on stage. They had 5 electric guitars, and I was like, "What kind of fucking shit is this?" And someone's like, "It's a band called Diarrhea Planet." I was like, "What?" And then they played, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" They were great.
Yeah, they do a cover of "Everybody Wants to Rule the World." That's like,
Oh, wow.
amazing. Yeah, that Tears for Fears song.
Everybody in Duke City Warriors, like all that sounds tame to my life. See, that's the other thing is like we all live in this like bubble where we think our lives are just like normal, and they're not.
Yeah,
Oh man, I have collected the greatest collection of weirdos. Like being around downtown and being around music, being comedy, of course, those weirdos are real weird. And I also live a life where I have children, and my husband attempted to have like a corporate office job for a little bit, and we didn't realize how like weird we are, or our friends, or our kids' lives, because we think it's normal. All of our friends are, doing weird shit. And
Or cool shit.
these people were like, oh my God, you go downtown? We're like, yes. Do you not go downtown? And then we figured out that those people didn't know how mammals work. And we're like, you know what? Maybe we're not the weird ones. Maybe it's those people. Like our cat had kittens and they were like, how do you feed that? How do you feed the kittens? We're like, the mom does. And then we realized that maybe they're the weird ones and we're fine.
Yeah. Gabe says pro wrestling audiences are fucking crazy. Dude, they are.
Yeah.
I was at WrestleMania and I watched the action in the ring and I watched lots of people outside the ring.
Oh.
The people watching was off the chart.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I mean, first of all, there was a lot of cosplay. I saw many Macho Mans.
Oh, right.
I saw a lot of Hulk Hogan's.
Was this back in the day, WrestleMania?
No, last year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. There's 80-something thousand people there. And a lot of people have title belts. They just do. So there was a lot of like, look at that guy over there. There was a lot of that. A lot of airbrush jackets.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
Hot.
Right. But definitely. So I'm going to be there. So Thursday night at the Guild, 6 o'clock, Decline of the Southwestern Civilization Part 1. I'm excited to be there.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad you're showing again because I want to watch the whole thing and I want to get all of it. And it's just really cool that Albuquerque has people like you that are documenting what's happened. Because, people saw that Joe Buffalino news thing and like their heads went and it's like a 4-minute long thing,
Right. Yeah.
and in 20 years I mean people will be able to watch your thing that someone will unearth it and be like, look at this.
Yeah.
They used to fucking charge $10 to get into a show, or they would sneak in.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, there's not a lot of archived footage from all the years, and I'm sure there was like an underground scene in the 60s and the 50s.
Oh,
but
yeah.
there's just no kind of evidence of it. There's like you might find some records and stuff, but yeah, so I just want to like capture the moment, and so when people look back they can kind of see what's happening, and now people can see that there's kind of a way into this scene, and that it's not kind of
and then like in 10 years it's going to happen. There's going to be a band and you're going to be like, 10 years older Chris Walsh. You're going to walk into a show and they're going to be like, I just want to let you know I saw your movie and that's why I want to be in a band.
Yeah.
And that'll happen. I mean, or they'll be like, I saw Prison Bitch play at some Civic Plaza show or something. And they're like, I'm sure it already has.
Yeah. From my people recognize, or I know people who saw the red light cameras when they were kids and are now in bands. Yeah.
Oh, that's got to be weird, right?
Yeah, it's really weird. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's really inspiring to see that. Like, I had some effect. Yeah.
And when I met you, you did that to Billy.
Yeah. No, Billy was like extraordinary. He was like I associate the scene kind of with Billy, and so just to like
you and Barney were like, whoa, it's Billy Belmont.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it's like I didn't know him that way. I was like, it's Billy.
I knew Billy as a guy. He used to come and he would like watch comedy all the time. And then I realized he was a musician, so I was like, oh, I should go see him. And I was like, oh my God, he's so talented.
And he looks nothing like what he sounds like. You're like, what the fuck?
Not at all. I think Billy is, I don't know, one of those people that you're just like, oh my God. And then you become friends with him and you're like, and he's a nice guy.
What is your favorite thing about the local scene?
Oh, good question.
I do like that we're like kind of a no bullshit scene, and like we have a really good nose for like something that's inauthentic, or maybe daddy's money paid for it and you can smell that real quick here, and like so you have to be real and you have to be honest, and like that's the only way that people are gonna like you. I think it's a good barometer of bullshit here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they'll either come see you or they won't. And it's like, it's really weird. It's like if you're not good, your friends will come out and see you once. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then not so much of that. But then there's like no middle, and then if you're really good, then it's like, a lot of people come out and see you.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and it's accessible to some extent. Like we're not like LA where you have to pay to like play a gig or something like that. There's a lot of chances, and it's also not on the map, so you don't have the pressure to be the newest trend. You can just be what you want to be, and then people kind of catch up to that. Whereas I feel like in a lot of big cities, people are just trying to like do what's fashionable or what's trendy, and here it's like people are more individualistic.
Oh yeah,
and like there's a lot more weird kind of like quirky art happening here, and I really appreciate that.
Well, and then like the weird thing too is usually like the venues will create the scene. Mm-hmm. Here the scene is so good, people are turning their place into a venue.
Yeah, totally.
Just to like become part of the scene, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like places are like, oh, we now have music, we're bringing in music as well, we're opening up this other room, like even breweries, whatever, they're like, so that they can have music as well.
Yeah,
it's kind of nuts.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I in my movie I focus on La Chancla, which is now closed down, but they've reopened it as the Minnow.
Yeah,
but it was just like this like Bethany Baca and Audrey Dela Cruz, they ran it for 2 years, and they knew they were going to only run it for 2 years.
Right.
But they like tried to include everyone
in
those 2 years, and they built a scene around just that small little window shop of a venue.
Yeah. And that's Albuquerque. Albuquerque is as DIY as you can get.
Yeah.
I mean, sitting on a DIY podcast talking right now.
Yeah.
And then like I remember I have a normal day job where I talk to normal people. And I remember one day somebody goes, Chris might know, hey, have you heard about this local like music venue that's in someone's house, and they like busted it and shut it down? And I was like, oh, the Fly Honey Warehouse. And they're like, yeah, that's crazy, right? And I go, no. And they're like, well, it's weird that's a thing. I go, well, it's like one of like 8.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? And I was like, yeah, there's like Gold House, Iron House, Raptor House, Town Hall, Fly Honey Warehouse. And I'm just like naming all this shit off. And these people are like, what in the hell? And like there's music, and you go and I'm like, and they're like, are these regulated? I'm like, no.
That's why they exist.
No. Yeah. And, I mean, there was like Dad's House. There was like, and so like for them to open up and go 2 years, that's what it should.
Yeah, totally. And it's also a place where like people under 21
Wagon Wheel.
Wagon Wheel. Yeah, totally. That's a great place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a place where younger people can go. There's not much for a teenager to do in Albuquerque. There wasn't much when I was young either. And like it or not, these places are giving places for young people to hang out and see art and music, and
yeah, for sure. And like you said, art, because they'll have art on the wall. Mm-hmm. So DIY is what it's about. You made a DIY documentary. Mm-hmm. You started out in bands playing in these DIY venues, and I started out doing a podcast in a house in Portales, and now we're at the top of whatever this place is. And so when people look at that and they go, what? It's like that's how you've got to sharpen the chisels, you got to sharpen the knife somewhere.
Yeah.
Totally. And when there's no opportunity, it's like water, water finds a way. So if you want to be a musician and you live in a town where there's nowhere to play, make a place to play.
Yeah.
Yeah. If there's a podcast that you want to listen to, but it ain't out there, make that podcast. Fuck it.
Yeah.
If you want to be a comedian, start throwing up shows at a coffee shop or something. It's crazy where stuff like that can go.
Yeah.
And totally. This is where where people end up. If you're in the band Man High, just stick with it, man. I'm just messing with you, Gabe. We love you.
I love Man High. We played early shows with them. Yeah, back in the day.
Gabe is so hard on himself, and he's good. He's good at what he does. He's such a jackass with that. He's like, nobody cares about my music at all.
Oh, it wasn't Man High. What was the band before that? Throw the Temple.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
he mentioned that in there. So, and he's good. We're gonna let you get out of here. So the guild this Thursday, 6 p.m.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be there.
Yeah, and then Prison Bitch is going on tour the week after. We're going down the West Coast.
Oh, man.
And then we're ending at Sister on April 6th.
Fuck yeah. So what's is this a red carpet event next Thursday or just a showing?
It's just a show.
Oh, okay, so I don't need to like.
You don't have to get dressed up. Yeah.
Wanted to. Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry, the English just showed up. Hello, governor. Look at this Craig Buchanan. Have you heard of this guy? Just straight up English guy. He's all, I'm in it, McGulliver. Blah, 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 oi, oi. I like to just fuck with him. When the Van Gilead rises. We're going to take a break. Chris is not going to stick around with us. He's got things to do.
Yeah, my birthday's tomorrow, so I'm going out to dinner.
Dude.
Oh, is it? My birthday's on Thursday.
Oh, nice. Pisces. Yeah.
Pisces.
Well, good for you guys. Mine was not so long. Did you see little Chris up there?
Little Chris.
Little Chris is
Little
up there.
Chris.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I want to get him a bandana. I'm going to make him little outfits.
Poor Craig. So yeah, thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for putting me in the documentary.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you for making the documentary.
I mean, I don't know if you know this, and I think I told you this. Anytime you have something coming on, just tell us, and you're on the show.
Oh, sweet. I'll let you know.
You're one of those people. There's
awesome.
Not everybody gets that. Barney has that. Barney knows.
Yeah.
Amanda knows. Lauren, if they ever, any of you guys.
I'll bring in the band sometime.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I'd love to chat with
Yeah,
them.
we'll set up over there, and you guys can just play. I guess
Oh, sweet. That would be great.
it would be kind of cool. It'd be like KXP.
Yeah.
You play a song, and then I'd be all, so in that song, you talk about the girl in the forest.
I've always wanted to do like inside the actor's studio, but with musicians.
Oh, man. That
And
would
just
be
have
cool.
a stack of questions that I never ask.
Yeah.
Because that's what that guy used to do.
What we'll do is we'll book Gabe from Man High, and then we'll bump him for you guys. 10 drink minimum unplugged. Fuck yeah. I've actually talked to Barney about that many times, and I've always wanted to do something like that.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should do that.
Where we just kind of like in the middle of a song, we just even to do it like live. And then like we pan over and then I'm like, talking to them. I'm like, so, whenever you guys wrote that song, kind of like storytellers, kind of like unplugged kind of thing.
I love stuff like that.
Craig Buchanan would be like the meatloaf of Albuquerque.
God. Why are you being so mean?
I'm just messing with him because I like him because that's what I do to people that I like. I'm mean to them apparently. We're gonna take a break. We'll be back. So you guys, you said do you have anything to plug?
I do. Next Saturday on March 16th, I will be at Turtle Mountain for the Turtle Show.
Okay.
Kurt Fletcher is hosting that one, so that's fun. And then March 23rd, I'm hosting a show with Bonnie Bigheart and Karen Carson at Kilcheck Brewing. It's the return of comedy to there. And apparently there's going to be a pizza pop-up also. So that sounds fun.
I mean, pizza pop-up sounds like one of the... That's my band name.
Pizza pop-up.
Hey, Albuquerque, it's been great. We're Pizza Pop-Up.
If you threw pizzas out, you would get a huge audience.
And then April 21st, I will be with Royal at Juno, and I'm headlining that
Nice.
one. So go check that out.
Wow, you're busy.
I am busy this month. I'm excited.
I was busy. Like, now I'm kind of like slowing down. Well, I mean, I had something last night. I'll talk about that in the second hour. And then Saturday, I will be at the Marble Heights Brewery, and I am judging one of the judges for the Monsoon Music Songwriters show.
I think my friend Ryan's going to be judging too. I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See how mean he is. I'm the nice one. I was really nice the last time. Yeah.
Yeah. Ryan says he's going to be the Simon Cowell, probably.
I got. So I did the AAA Cabaret last night at the box at the new Dry Heat location.
Yeah.
And it went well. I got booed though.
What?
You got booed.
I did.
Was Smiley there? Is that why?
No.
Because Smiley likes to boo you.
I got booed and what was that?
That was probably my phone.
And I got booed and I'll tell it in the second hour. I took the bullet for the show.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna give the behind the scenes cheese may.
I'm gonna start saying I took a bullet every time I bomb now.
Okay.
Just gonna say
Fair
I
enough.
took the bullet for the show.
No, it was fine. It was fine. But yeah, that's all I have is next Saturday. And then I'll be in town for the El Paso Comic Con for anybody that lives in the Las Cruces, El Paso area with Ming Chen in April. I'm not sure of those dates. You can Google that and it'll be there. He's gonna fly in that Thursday night, crash here, and then we're gonna drive down the next day and shred El Paso.
Sweet.
He's never been there, so he was like, I hope we're not dodging bullets. I was like, El Paso's safer than here. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I hear El Paso's like one of the safest cities.
It won like safest city 5 years in a row.
Yeah.
It's actually really nice.
It's actually very nice now. And when I was growing up, it was not. So, but thank you, Chris Walsh, for being on the show.
Yeah, thanks for
Check out Prism Bitch on Google Prism Bitch and listen to their music, man. Go Spotify, go to Pandora, iHeartRadio, or wherever YouTube Music.
Yeah.
You know, you'll like it. It's good. I like it. And with that, we are 10 drink minimum.
Lay down and sleep in your cozy little bed. Don't feel the sheets. It's muddy cold. Don't be afraid. Hey, hey, hey. I'm feeling shadows speak, but they ain't breathing. They're deceiving you again. Oh, creeps even when there's no one around. Oh, Lungs are kinda strong. Feel it keep you down. Would you wait another day to hit the ground? I'll never explore again. It will be season. and we try. Curtain, shine a spotlight on the forehead. You absorb the sweat. Tire the voices to the stigma you created, unabated in your head. Even when there's no one around. Oh, oh, oh. And I know the floor creaks even when there's no one around. Oh, 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 oh. Under control, did the feeling keep you down? Did you wait another day to hit the ground? Control. Keep you down.
I sold my soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was at the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum.
Oh man, it is the Wavy / Billy Hour. You're watching 10 Drink Minimum with Chris Burnett and Hollyanne.
Hello.
We're sponsored by the Topo Chico Seltzer.
Yeah,
And we drink them.
we do. I drink them all the time.
Goodness. Oh, goodness. Still no Smiley. Apparently, he still didn't change his clocks, which is fun because, you know, your phone changes on its own. I did have to do my stove and my microwave. And my car, apparently.
I forgot to do my stove and microwave.
When are we done with this dumb shit of the what is it called? The time what is it?
Like
Daylight savings.
Daylight savings.
Nobody's a farmer anymore. Come on now. Thank you guys for watching us instead of the Oscars tonight.
Oh my god, I am not looking. Here's the deal. I don't like the Oscars. I don't like any of those award shows.
No, they're all stupid now, right? They're all outdated. It's outdated now, isn't it?
Yeah, I like reading the hot takes the next day, though. I am a pop culture, like, I'm addicted to pop culture. And so I enjoy the next day.
I think it's crazy that we still have the VMAs, the Video Music Awards. Like, MTV has the Video Music Awards. Who in the fuck? Like, first of all, you don't have videos on there. I mean, you should have the ridiculous video awards.
Well,
you know?
that I love the pop culture after the VMAs. I won't sit and watch it.
Okay.
I watch the highlights the next day because I just love that stuff.
Well, that's what everybody does.
Yeah.
No one watches anything
No.
anymore. We just watch like the shit that was we just watch the best parts of it.
Yeah.
Like even SNL. No one watches SNL
I do.
live anymore. You watch it live?
No, I watch it like the next day.
That's what I'm saying.
But
Like-
I watch it from the beginning to the
Oh,
end.
really?
Yeah.
I'll go on YouTube and I'll just literally watch. And this season, like, so here's what I always hate about SNL. Not the SNL itself, but people.
Yeah.
It's like they lose a bunch of cast members. Mm-hmm. The new ones start and everybody goes, SNL's shit now. And it's
Yeah.
like, well, it just, as soon as like they get a new cast, it is.
They have to find their rhythm.
Yeah.
They have to find who
And-
they are.
And then it becomes amazing for whatever generation is watching it.
I have to tell you, like, Saturday Night Live has defined so much of my life. Like,
Me too.
I don't think I would be a comedian without Saturday Night Live.
Right.
And even in what people considered the shitty years, I still enjoy it.
Oh, dude. And everyone has their cast.
Yeah.
But still, there's still videos. Some of my favorite, like I have my casts.
What's your favorite cast?
I mean, the Phil Hartman, Adam Sandler, Chris Farley years.
Yes.
But to me, I think Phil Hartman is probably one of the greatest SNL cast members that has ever lived.
Obviously.
But there's but some of my favorite SNL sketches are more recent.
Yeah. So my favorite year, so Chris Farley, I think I've talked ad nauseum on this show about how much I loved Chris Farley. He will always be my number one Saturday Night Live guy. But I think my favorite cast is the Tina Fey, Amy Poehler years.
Great years.
Just because also I think it was like really cool to see ladies like dominating Saturday Night Live.
Okay, interesting.
And even before that was I can't remember her name, and it makes me so mad, but she was the one who did like the what was it? The salty balls.
Shit, I can't think of her name.
I love all the movies she's in too.
Right. And it was so weird because I kept thinking like, oh, she's on SNL, and then I kept thinking like, no, she wasn't. And then I saw one of the sweaty balls.
Sweaty balls. That's what it was.
Sweaty
Sweaty
balls.
balls. I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
But I mean, there are just certain people that I think are great. But to be honest with you, my favorite thing in the history of Saturday Night Live is when Michael Che writes things
Colin Jost
for
jokes.
Colin Jost
Yes.
to read. And I look forward to it so much. I love Michael Che.
No, the one they did recently where they brought in the civil rights lady.
Yes.
And had her sit
Oh my
and stare at him.
God. I was so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because it was palatable, like how tense it
Okay.
was.
Duke City Warrior, I appreciate that you watched this
Oh, I
show.
loved Mad TV.
Okay. Mad TV had its moments.
I loved it.
The thing with Mad TV, though,
Yeah.
who came out of Mad TV other than Key and Peele that did anything big? Not really anybody. Not big.
There was that one lady. She does a lot of things.
But, and I know who you're talking about.
but-
She was in Miss Maisel.
She was in Miss Maisel.
But I would not say that she made it out of Mad TV. She had to fight, and she was a voice.
She was in Gilmore Girls.
She's a voice for Family Guy.
Yeah.
She's Lois. But like I would say, still like she's still fighting to get to where
But still, Mad TV. I have to tell you, I got in so much trouble at Catholic school because I watched both Saturday Night Live.
They're
and
saying
Mad TV.
Sherry O'Terry. That's not Sherry O'Terry.
I do love Sherry O'Terry though. Sherry O'Terry is amazing. Actually,
They're saying Bobby Lee. Bobby Lee is not a household name.
Yeah,
He's not.
Bobby Lee is. Bobby Lee.
Eh.
I don't agree to disagree.
Yeah.
Bobby Lee has done some great things.
You go out on the street and you say Chris Farley, people are gonna
Yeah.
they'll be like, but you say Bobby Lee, they're gonna be like, when you show them a picture, they'll be like, okay.
I used to get in trouble at school.
Oh, and a guest star.
Oh yeah, yes. I'm thinking
Yeah.
of Anna Gasteyer.
That's who I was thinking
but
of
I
too.
love Sherry O'Terry too.
Yeah.
I actually like all the ladies from Saturday Night Live in their own way. A.D. Bryant is amazing.
Oh,
as well.
she's great.
But I used to watch Mad TV on Fridays. Saturday Night Live. When In Living Color was on, I watched that as well. But Mad TV and Saturday Night Live on Mondays, I would reenact Mad TV and Saturday Night Live for all my little friends, and I used to get in so much trouble.
Oh wow!
And to me, obviously I like Saturday Night Live, but I think it was more influential. But I just really enjoy Mad TV. I think Mad TV was great.
It was fine. Like, so, okay.
I think they were never really given a fair shake.
And that was the network.
Yeah.
The network, like the difference between Mad TV and SNL, and like you listen to the backstage stuff, the Mad TV people were not allowed to do anything outside of Mad TV. They had to only do Mad TV. They weren't allowed to do movies. They weren't allowed to do anything.
Well, and what sucked is at the time, if you remember, they also had TGI Friday, whatever. And that was like family programming.
So here's a question. Hold on. I have to turn the other microphone. Smiley is in the studio.
Hi, Smile.
Smiley's in the studio. There's going to be a moment where we don't have network television anymore.
Yeah.
And it's coming.
You shut your mouth.
It's coming. Like USA Network's not going to be a thing anymore. TBS will not be a thing anymore. TNT not be a thing anymore. So what's SNL going to be on? Is it just going to be on Peacock?
But that's cable.
Probably.
What?
That's cable.
What's cable?
No one has cable.
This SNL's on NBC.
Yeah, that's network.
Yeah, that's not going to be a thing anymore.
But
Yeah, but
Peacock,
TBS and things on cable, I never watch that anyway.
So, but they're all going to be gone. NBC's going to be gone. Fox Network's
but
going
the
to be
thing
gone.
is they're not going to be gone.
Oh,
because
they will.
Peacock, you could still watch for free with commercials.
Right.
So it's not going to be the same, but it is kind of the same.
Yeah. You'll just be able to stream it. I'm just saying, like you won't be able to turn your TV on, and
I don't think anybody's doing that anyway now.
I just
he does.
That's all I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where would I catch the news?
See?
Yeah,
There you
I
go.
mean, I guess.
Because you can watch the new streaming now.
The cool thing about
I
Peacock,
don't though.
Yeah.
I go out of my way to like catch it at either 4 or 5.
But you're a weirdo.
No, everyone does that. We gather around the TV and we watch the news.
No,
at
they
4 or
don't.
5.
No,
they do it at my work. They do it, but workplaces, I guess. Maybe not in personal homes.
Someone just said, I don't even know how to access live TV.
It's called an antenna.
There you go.
It's attached to your
does
TV.
it stream live?
Right.
No, my favorite thing about Peacock, and I cannot sing its praises enough, is it has every episode of Saturday Night Live ever.
Right.
And that got me through the pandemic.
Absolutely.
I watched from the beginning to the end. And the cool thing is that Hamster didn't really watch TV as a kid because he's weird. And so I got to show him like old Saturday Night Live.
Wow.
And he was like, "Oh my God, this is amazing." I'm like, "I know, right?
Yeah.
It's amazing."
Duke City Warrior. I rarely watch television these days. If I wanted to watch something, I'd watch YouTube. Exactly.
Sure.
Do you know where SNL's numbers come from?
YouTube. Yeah.
Billions.
And I think
Billions
it's
of views.
awesome that they do that because then you can share it. You can.
But see, that's where I was going to go. The difference between SNL, Mad TV, and In Living Color is SNL has been able to evolve with the time.
And I think that's credit to Lorne Michaels.
Yeah.
Lorne Michaels has literally changed with the times so often.
Well, it's Lorne Michaels and it's NBC.
Well, yeah, because NBC has allowed Lorne Michaels to evolve. They have, I think what happened is Lorne Michaels went to NBC, said, "I have an idea." And
do you not know the whole story behind how it started?
well, no, I know how it started, but I think what happened is Lorne Michaels, he did something that blew up.
Yeah.
And now he can do no wrong. So NBC is like, sure.
I'm like a mega behind the scenes SNL person.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be National Lampoon's SNL. And oh gosh, what's his name? Didn't want to do it. And Lorne Michaels went to him and said, we want to do this show with you. And he said no.
Yeah.
And so they went, okay. And they stole Michael Donahue from them and started SNL. And they stole Chevy Chase. They stole John Belushi, all those people, and did it without him.
Yeah.
And which was stupid on the National Lampoon people's side. And at first, NBC was very like,
Yeah.
and then once it blew up, and then Lorne Michaels left,
Yeah.
and then came back,
Yeah.
then they went, okay, you do what you want.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
Lorne Michaels is just like such a powerhouse.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He's so good at being like, well, I don't really know what we do next. What do you guys think we should do? And he kind of is able to. He has a talent for going, oh, that's where the world is going. I'm gonna go there too.
And like, I was gonna ask, like, who do you think's gonna take over for him? But I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Tina Fey.
It has to be Tina.
He kind of nodded to it recently. Yeah.
It has to be Tina. I can't think of anybody else.
And at this point, you can't stop it. It's like the Simpsons. Well, I mean, the Simpsons is the SNL. I don't know what is what. It's such an institution.
Yeah. Well, and I think Tina, in a lot of ways.
Are we gonna go watch the movie?
Which one?
The SNL movie.
I didn't even know there
You
was
didn't
a
even
what?
know about that. The casting theory going on.
Oh yeah.
Casted
So they're
people.
doing a movie about the beginning of SNL.
Oh, I'm excited.
They did a movie. It's coming out, and it's like the first year, right? The first season.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god! How
Yeah.
have I not heard of that?
I have
don't know.
no idea.
Really
That's
surprised.
crazy.
Yeah, and it's crazy. It's like I'm like, this is gonna be cool.
I love Lorne Michaels.
Yeah.
But I really hope Tina Fey takes it over, and Tina Fey does something like very Tina Fey with it.
Yeah, I mean-
because she has learned a lot from Lorne. You can tell.
Yeah.
I think she's said that a lot, but I don't know. I think Tina Fey is I might be biased because I'm like the hugest Tina Fey fan, but I think she's gonna be a genius.
What do you mean National Lampoon? So National Lampoons of recent is not the National Lampoon of the 70s. So last night,
Wait.
No.
Gabe Gambino. What do you have against Bert Kreischer?
right? Bert Kreischer's good.
No, it's just a question. Like I can see both sides, like people who love him and
Van
people
Wilder.
who hate
Because
Van Wilder.
because they based the movie Van Wilder off of him,
Oh,
supposedly. Because
really?
Maxim did a story about Bert Kreischer because he was like the party. He was at
Yeah.
Florida State and he was a big partier. There's recent. I mean, there isn't. National Lampoon is kind of one of those things where they put the name on stuff, and yeah.
Yeah.
So, welcome to the show,
Oh, thanks for having me.
Smiley. I keep painting on the wrong person.
Yeah, you're all- this is Smiley. It's just an empty
Hey,
thing
you
right
missed the
there.
guest. The guest left already.
Yeah.
He's like, if Smiley is not here, fuck this. No. So last night, I got the honor of being a guest judge on the AAA cabaret at Daylight Savings is a real thing, LOL. AAA cabaret at the Box. It is actually at the new Dry Heat.
Yeah.
Sold out show.
Awesome.
Nice.
Me and Carissa, what's her last name? Martin? Mitchell. And Sarah Kennedy were judges. And the funny part of it is on Friday, I'm at Sidetrack and one of my female friends is like, what are you doing this weekend? I'm like, I'm judging a drag queen cabaret show at the Box. And she goes, they picked a cis white male to be a judge for a drag queen show. And I was like, apparently, yeah. And it wasn't, so it wasn't a drag queen show. So Alma, who runs it, is a drag queen.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's basically, and I didn't, cabaret, they just have 7 acts.
Yeah.
And the acts can do different things. And then we judge them from A to F on how they do. And so I just want to say, little behind the scenes, little BTS for all you kids out there. So they bring us in before the show.
Yeah.
And the winner gets a trucker hat and like $25.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's cool. And they're like, we don't want any ties tonight.
Oh.
We don't have enough hats to do 2 winners. So we don't want any ties. So I took a fucking bullet and gave someone a B. And of course it was the Cher impersonator. And people got fucking
How dare you.
angry. And I had to justify it by saying it's not my favorite Cher song, which it wasn't. But
What
the
is
reason,
your favorite Cher song?
I would say I Got You, Babe, or If I Could Turn Back Time.
Oh, I love If I Could Turn Back
If
Time.
I could turn back. But she did Jesse James, just like Jesse James, which. But I had to give the B because the other two gave A's, and if we would have done 3 A's, it would have been a tie. So I took the bullet for the venue
man.
and got booed.
You did the right thing.
I got booed.
The hard decision. Chris Burnett liking those boos, racking them up.
So fucking motherfucker.
As soon as Chris said he got booed, I was like, was Smiley there?
I was there.
I hope you believe in life after love.
I love that song.
I love that song. Just
So-
what I was gonna say, dude.
So they loved. So the first of all, the crowd did like me though. There was actually one point. I guess Doug said some guy in the crowd goes, "I don't know who this guy is, but I love him." That was said.
I like it.
I was a hit until that moment, which is fine. But then
Did you glitter your beard?
I did not.
I told you.
I didn't know where to get the glitter.
It's
I'd
just glitter.
I'd already been drinking. I'm not gonna drive all over town looking for glitter. I don't have glitter on hand.
Chris, I'm gonna buy you some
Did you
glitter.
hear the cis white male part of the conversation?
I'm gonna
I said?
get you
right?
some glitter.
So they've asked me to come back. They liked me. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm not saying I want to be the Simon Cowell, but next time I get booed, I'm going to just be like, and play into it and yeah, the crowd. And I'm just gonna be like, yeah. Bleh. The funny part is
Created a monster.
the winner did a burlesque dance as a potato.
Oh my god, I love that.
She came out in a potato outfit with tinfoil on,
I love
Oh,
that.
that's so cool.
threw bacon at me,
I love them. I don't even know who this is, but I love it.
then she had on a bra of sour cream
Oh my god.
and butter pat pasties.
Oh my goodness.
And I
love
said,
that.
and I said as a judge, they said, I said, well, I base this on the fact that now I realize I have a fetish that I never knew before. And that's who won. I gave her an A. And
I love it.
but I'm still upset. She took her bacon back, so I don't know about that.
Was it real bacon?
No, it was a
Stage
part of
bacon?
the stage bacon.
Stage
It's part of the
bacon.
costume.
Okay, I was just, I need all the information.
Craig Buchanan said I had a crackhead throw a belt at me last night downtown.
Oh,
That's
That's
kind of the
fun.
same, right?
Nah. So, Gabe Gambino says he's lactating now.
oh.
So yeah. So I got booed. It's fine. I was a hit though, other than that. But
Well, I mean, here's the deal. Cher.
and people were like, I can't believe you gave Larry a B.
Oh, I don't know who Larry is. but he
Larry's the
sounds
Cher
weird.
impersonator.
It was a fan favorite.
Oh,
He's
well,
a fan
here's,
favorite.
Here's the thing.
And then afterwards, the people who ran the thing came up to me, and one of them literally said, "Thanks for taking the bullet on that."
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, the thing though is like
Larry was not happy.
Cher can do no wrong, whether you're impersonating Cher or it is actual Cher. In my mind, even Cher is just the best. I've been watching old
I'm
videos
pretty sure
of
Cher is a vampire.
She
Oh, she just takes younger pop singers and eats their souls.
Something. It's crazy.
Turn back time.
I've been watching TikToks about Cher lately. I don't know why that showed up on my
Algorithm.
algorithm,
They're all,
but
it's time.
I'm not mad at it. Yeah.
You
And
need some share.
my favorite is when Cher went on Will and Grace,
I did not
and
know that was the thing.
I remember that
yeah.
episode weirdly.
Jack it does a Cher impression to Cher.
Wow. Craig says Cher talk is real.
It is. I recently introduced my 7-year-old to Cher, and she is obsessed with Cher now.
She getting her Cher impression down.
Not yet.
I mean, look at Cher in the 60s,
Yeah.
and then it's 2024,
Yes.
and you're like, Cher's a vampire. That's the
She
thing.
looks amazing.
Yeah.
My favorite thing was the period of time where Twitter had just started and Cher was twittering, and you had to it looked like hieroglyphs.
Did you see when she tweeted that she would have stopped Derek Chauvin?
Yes.
Who's Derek Chauvin?
I mean,
I don't know who that is. Someone's like, how old is Cher now?
Oh, she's got to be like 80.
Space vampires don't age the same way, so she's like a solid 40.
Let's see. Hold on.
Anyway, when she would tweet,
77.
yeah, she's almost 80. When Cher would tweet, it was like hieroglyphs because she would only tweet in emojis.
What?
Oh, nice.
There was a period of time where she only tweeted in emojis. It may be like a word here or there. And it was genius because she could fit like a whole novel in a tweet.
So Duke City Warrior says, I hope I look as good at her at that age. I just want to say a picture surfaced of the Duke City Warrior online.
Oh.
She did not post it, but somebody did. You are a good looking individual. Please post more photos of yourself.
I want to see this photo.
I'll see if I can find it. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to say, I look forward to Duke City Warrior every week saying hello to us. Mm-hmm. It's nice.
It is nice.
Yeah, Cher talk is, maybe that's why I didn't know about the SNL thing, because I've just been watching TikToks about Cher in the 60s. That could be why.
There's only so much time in the day.
I also go down rabbit holes on TikTok about murders. So I watched a documentary. This is what I was telling you with the break, that I was like, I can't remember what it was called. Okay, I need everybody to go watch the documentary about the octopus murders.
Oh yeah, I saw the preview.
Oh my god, it is a ride.
Oh.
And you almost give up on it, like 2 episodes in, but
Octopi
don't.
are murdering people now?
No. It's called the Octopus Murders because it's like an octopus of things that are actually connected.
Okay.
And it's like a government conspiracy. And I was literally blown away. And then I ended up going down the biggest rabbit hole in my life. I'm still in the rabbit hole.
Oh, wow.
Which is, again, probably why I don't know anything that's going on.
Oh, Gabe says that Duke City Warrior is cute. Oh, Gabe's married. Just kidding.
You better watch it, Gabe.
There's a couple of documentaries, I can't think of the names, on Max
Yes.
that I saw the previews for, and I was like,
Which ones?
Like the one, okay, there's one where they found out that the girl's like, either one of my grandpas is a serial
I watched that.
Yeah, was it?
It was really good.
I don't know how I just made that all one sentence.
It was.
I was like,
did
there's
you
one that
watch it?
no.
Oh, you need to watch it.
Oh, man.
I didn't know this too. I just have access.
I think I
just now got
talked about it
access.
a couple weeks ago with the DNA testing thing. But that one is really good.
That's right, because it's like because of DNA testing, right?
And
So
then,
one of them is a murderer. Like someone is a murderer.
Yes. Well, maybe.
Maybe.
You got to watch it. I don't want to.
Okay.
No
That's the
spoilers.
And then there's
Tagline for
another one. There's another. Well, no, the woman is like going back in her genealogy, and she's trying to figure out if one of her relatives is a
her
serial
grandpa,
killer.
her step grandpa.
That's what it is. Yeah.
And it's really interesting because it also talks about, I think it also confronts like,
Names, people. I need names.
I think it's the truth about Jim or
Yeah.
something.
Because at first I thought it was about Jim Jones.
I
And
did
was like,
too.
oh shit, man.
I was like, gotta watch that. No, there has been a lot of really good docu-series out. Series. Did you watch the one about the cult leader that turned blue?
yeah.
Oh my
I didn't
God.
want no.
The-
So my now ex, she watched the one where like the woman died,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
and then they just like kept her.
Yeah, and then her body mummified because she was on a solid diet
Yep.
of just alcohol and
Yeah.
colloidal silver.
Yeah.
And so she turned blue. So what they did is they laid her in a bed, covered her in Christmas lights, and just left her there.
Yep. And then she kept telling them like, take me to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, we knew you'd say that.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Gabe Gambino says James Smiley is cute too. I call it like I see it.
Well, thank you. Thank
He
you.
is cute.
Man,
I know.
there's too much love going on. You guys are
There's
gross.
there's been this trend of calling me handsome lately, and I've gotten behind it.
Nah.
I've gotten behind it.
I don't
but
see it.
I always thought of myself more as like pretty or cute, but I'll take it as it comes.
Speaking of handsome, I have a funny, cute story. So my son, who's almost 3, was starting to look like a Muppet because he has like crazy curly hair, and it just like it got crazy.
It bounces around when he talks.
Yeah, and it got like nuts. And so my husband was like, I'm going to take it for like a father-son barbershop visit. I was like, okay. He goes, And he literally, I showed Chris the picture yesterday, but he literally didn't say anything the whole time he was there. And then he just made a face the whole time, like dead staring. And the lady was like, "Oh my God, I have shocked him."
I do not need a hug. No, I do.
Oh, Chris always needs a hug. What was I gonna say?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, you're fine.
Was his first haircut?
It was his first. Well, we have cut his hair,
Oh, okay.
but we thought it was time.
Well, I haven't cut his hair. What the fuck?
We thought it was time that he let go, and then Jason wanted it to be like, or Hamster wanted it to be like a whole father-son bonding thing, and Ian kind of lost his shit. Ian shut down,
He's just terrifying. Barbershops are terrifying.
and then
There's a chair that's not made for you.
yeah,
Clearly not made for you.
yeah,
Bunch of
a
strangers.
cape.
Well, not only there's a chair. Well, hold on. There's a chair not made for you. They can adjust it without your, like they can. You know.
Well,
Yeah.
and I guess like
Unlike other chairs that move around, you're not strapped into this one.
yeah,
Right.
I guess Jason got his hair cut first, and Ian was like, "Oh my God!" Like every time hair would fall, he was like, "Ah." And I think that might have been a
Yeah.
mistake. Maybe they should have cut his hair first. But
Yeah.
he did. He looks handsome. Chris saw him.
Mm-hmm.
He looks somehow now. He looks like a miniature man, and I don't like it.
Wow.
Like
Craig
homunculus?
Craig Buchanan says, "You know what sucks? Not knowing what it's like to get a haircut. Bald people problems." That's what he talks like. Have you heard that guy?
Craig, how do you feel about Chris's impression of you? Because I feel like that's not what he sounds like at all.
He doesn't.
Aww.
Should I talk about that thing I told you I was going to talk about on the show? We talked about that happened to me on Friday.
Yes.
The medical thing.
Yes. I think if you want to, it's
okay,
your thing.
So this is maybe a little graphic for people. I don't know. But it's an interesting thing. This would be like my stand-up routine. So he does a Cockney like a wanker. fucking Craig. I love you so much.
Like a wanker.
So when I was in my 20s, I was like lifting something and I felt a pop in my balls.
Okay.
Right? So I've kind of lived with it because being poor and having no health care for 17 or 18 years.
Yeah.
And recently I went to the doctor and it got brought up that I might have, an issue. One of my balls is bigger than the other one. And so they're like, well, we're going to send you in to get an ultrasound. And so finally I got it scheduled. And for anybody out there, like for the thing with men, and I don't think Smiley's probably this way, but I'm this way, and a lot of men are like this. Go to the doctor. Go get checked.
Yeah. If something weird is happening.
Someone says it's a hernia. It's not. But I'll tell you. So then, I go. So this is Friday for me. So I go to the ultrasound place. They have my paperwork.
I now know someone in the ultrasound club there.
Okay. So I go. I don't know what that means.
I've had my balls ultrasound before.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So all right.
See?
So this is what happened to be on Friday. So I go to the place and I give them my insurance. I go that, and they're like, the tech will come out and get you, and immediately the woman comes out and it's like this really attractive lady.
Of
and
course
I'm like,
it is.
son of a bitch. And she goes, we go in the room and she goes, all right, I'm gonna leave. And she goes, you take off your pants and your underwear. And she goes, and you get on that table and then put this blanket over your midsection. I was like, okay, cool. And so I do all that. I lay on the table. I put the blanket over me. She comes in and, they do the jelly stuff and they put it on the thing. And she starts ultrasounding my balls. She goes, so any weekend plans? And I'm like, yeah. I'm gonna judge a drag queen cabaret show tomorrow. And she looks at me, she goes, I knew you were gonna say that. and I'm like, what? And she goes, you look like someone that would do something like that. And I'm like, okay. And then she goes, awesome. And so then we start talking about bands and like all these concerts that we've been to. All the while she's like, like clicking on things, like, and I'm like trying to like have a conversation with her while she's clicking, and I'm just like, is this an abnormal amount of clicks? Like I'm counting them. I'm like, okay, that was 22 different clicks. Is there a lot of cancer there? Is there a lot of what's happening here? And she's like, just and then she keeps regelling it, and then and then she's like, yeah. So what's your favorite band? Like, what band? And then we're like, going through all these bucket list things, and so we get to the end, and like I'm like, so does it look pretty bad? And she goes, well, I can't really tell you.
Yeah.
But if it was really bad, then I would have a doctor come in and talk to you right away. Yeah. She's like, and then it's going to take 2 business days for your doctor to get it. And she goes, but if it was bad, they'd probably call you right away. And I was like, okay. So I get home.
She's a tech, right? I guess she's just taking photos.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not allowed to like say anything.
So I have that in my mind. An hour later, my doctor calls.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I went, oh my God, that was fast. Oh my God. And so I get on the phone with my doctor, and my doctor's like, hey, how's it going? And I'm like, good. And he's like, we got your results back. And I'm like, that was quick. And he goes, oh, when did you go in? I go, and 2 hours ago. And he goes, oh, they're really on their game today. And I'm like, okay. And then he's like, yeah, you have a couple cysts. They're benign. And then I'm like, okay. And there's no surgery needed. Okay.
You're like waiting for the bad news.
And he goes, you know what? We'll go ahead and schedule like something in 6 months for urologist. He goes, if you ever want to have surgery, you can. We'll just get the legwork done. And I'm like, okay. And he goes, and that's it. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, he called me within an hour of the thing. I'm like, what the fuck, man? That's not good. That's not good.
Actually, yeah, that's very.
You know what I mean?
No, I've never had.
No, fuck no, it doesn't happen.
Call me back that day.
Like they're gonna be like, we're bringing you in tonight. We're gonna fucking cut him off. You're done. You're done. You're done, son.
You had a good run.
Oh man,
your days are over. Yeah, you're not the mayor of downtown anymore.
I'll fit you with a collar.
But I just love that. So many weekend plans.
Oh man.
When I went in for that, they had my tech had a chaperone because they didn't. Well,
you gotta love that one.
Well, they didn't want just me and a tech in a room because again, it was an attractive woman for some reason.
Oh,
I'm just gonna rub this jelly on you, and sure. I'm in extreme pain because that's.
And everybody's like, the jelly's super cold. It was not cold. It was warm.
Every ultrasound I've gotten, they had a warmer, so it was nice and warm.
This was warm, yeah.
So you want to hear the worst thing that ever?
Craig's like, so what I'm hearing is you had a hell of a weekend from beginning to end. Yeah. And you know what, Craig? I needed it. Yeah. And it was a hell weekend. It was a great weekend.
So the craziest thing, and I was going to tell this story yesterday, but Chris was like, save it for the podcast.
Yeah.
So the craziest thing that has ever happened to me, I had to go get mammograms, which every woman should go get mammograms. Very important. But,
hold on. Duke City Warrior, it is cringy. But if someone's going to do it, they go, any weekend plans?
Yeah. So I go in, get my mammogram, and if you're not aware, it like literally squishes your boobs.
I've heard, crushes it.
And the machine stopped working, and the lights went out. And,
oh shit. Crushed.
The tech was like, this has never happened. Oops. I'll be right back.
Hold on, let me unplug it and reboot it.
Worse than that. Walks out of the room. The lights come back on. Machine is still off. My boobs still squished in it. Okay. And a maintenance man walked in.
Duke City Warrior said she's had this happen before.
Oh, yeah. No, it's... So a maintenance man walks in while my boob is crushed in a machine. And he's like, hey, how's it going today? Like,
how are you?
Not great, friend. Okay. Can you...
This isn't my everyday Tuesday.
And I was just stuck like that. As the maintenance man was doing something, and just right there with a squished boob like a pancake, And he's just, same thing. How's your day going?
lot of pressure today, huh?
And it was terrible.
That's
and
awful.
When I finally got out of there, I was like, you guys need to fix that.
Yeah.
Like, whatever
You need
just
some.
happened.
You need some backup generators.
Something.
There, what you didn't see the guy?
And they're like, we had the guy.
Yeah, we have Earl. Earl's the boob machine fixer.
That was the. Oh. I don't know.
Oh, okay, because we went off for a second.
Oh.
I don't.
We're back though.
My favorite.
Second. There we go. What is she doing? Yeah, we have no There we.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something in this corner.
All right, now we're connected. to
Okay.
Wi-Fi. I don't know. They're saying it's on now.
Okay.
The dog did something and knocked off.
We don't know what happened.
I don't know. I don't even know. Hopefully we're back up. Sorry, guys.
Oh,
They're saying it's working.
well, that's good.
Yeah. Why is the ball even in here?
I'm
It's
gonna
my
get rid of
fault.
that.
Yeah, please get rid of it.
That's my fault.
Thank you.
She makes cute face at me, and then I can't say no.
Yeah.
It's a problem.
It's okay. We just went down for a sec, but that's okay.
Okay.
It happens. I mean, we haven't had a technical difficulty in quite some time.
At least it wasn't a mammogram machine.
All this boob talk broke it.
It's like,
I just want to say we started out with ball talk.
yeah.
Welcome to Ball Talk. This is Chris and the Scroob. That's my morning show. And it's scrotum. The scroot. The scrote.
Scrote.
There we go. That's in my morning show. How are you, Smiley? We haven't really even talked to you today.
Oh, well, I mean, that's because I showed up at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I still got the analog clocks around my
You have a
house.
fucking watch right there that is connected to Wi-Fi.
Yeah, but I turn off, I put an airphone mode when I'm asleep.
What in the shit?
People won't bother me.
Oh my god. All right.
And I forgot. I'm really sorry.
All right. I for everyone to know, this has happened multiple times before, that I messaged Smiley and Hollyanne yesterday to remind them.
Yep.
Then I texted Smiley this morning.
Well, I didn't get that text until I turned my phone back on.
Okay. That sounds like a BDSM scene. I don't know what that means.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, it was. It was a lot like a BDS.
The mammogram. Mammogram. That sounds nice. Mammogram.
Oh, yeah. It's so, we look forward to it every year.
Yeah, it's the time. It's the pancake time.
Oh,
Wow.
I do not. It's not.
You have to do them what, yearly?
I have to because I've had cancer 3 times.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm at like higher risk for breast cancer.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much if a woman gets any kind of like female anatomy cancer, our chances for breast cancer go up like 1,000,000%. So that's fun.
Isn't it something where women will just completely have their boobs removed?
Yeah, so
Just to not get.
Yeah, so I got genetic testing. We did the 23andMe to see if I had genetic
Like didn't
markers.
Angelina Jolie get her boobs removed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I did the genetic testing, and if I had had the markers for breast cancer, I would have gotten them removed.
Interesting.
But my cancer, I had no genetic markers, so I probably got it from baby powder when I was a kid. Or something like that. I mean, it was, I don't have the genetic markers, but I'll tell you, if I get even the slightest hint of breast cancer, I'm chopping them off.
Really?
I don't care. I would much
yeah.
rather, and then I could get fake boobs.
Right.
And that's great.
And then you guys do like the nipple tattoo thing?
Yeah.
Right.
And, I think I would rather do that. That's what my choice would be. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. Cancer is scary.
Oh, for sure.
So go get checked.
No,
everybody.
and they gave me the choice. They were like, you can do the balls back. You can do the colonoscopy.
Oh yeah.
Which to me, I mean, it's not terrifying, but anything they have to put you under.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound good to me. The doctor goes, you can do a colonoscopy or you can do Cologuard.
That's where you poop in a box, right?
When you shit in a box. Take a box. It's the shit box. I explained it to you.
Yeah.
I explained it to someone else who's going to have the shit box. They're going to do it. And they were like, my partner doesn't like that I'm doing that. Can you explain how it works? And I was like, yeah. And it's graphic and grotesque, but they're not probing something up into your intestines.
They don't have to put you under.
They don't, yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess I only have to do that every 3 years.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean,
That's nice.
Yeah.
I
It's like I'm camping, except in my home.
Yeah.
Shit in a box.
I cannot express enough how important it is to go get checked. As somebody who has gone through cancer, and thank goodness my cancer team, I've had 2 teams over the years, and both teams were amazing, and they caught my cancer early, and that is the only reason I am still here.
Wow.
So it's really, really important that before you get symptoms, just get checked. It's not a big deal, and it's so important. And men need to check their prostate.
Right.
It's so important.
Yeah, I've got to get that done. But like Craig says, Cologuard isn't usually covered under normal insurance. Too ridiculous. And like when I told a nurse that
I didn't mean to laugh at that. I thought he said color guard, and I was saying it's a whole thing. Sorry.
So this isn't the first time I've heard this because it's covered under mine. And like my sister was like, "Oh man," she was an EMT. She goes, "That's like $800."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "That's ridiculous."
Yeah. And I think it's ridiculous that
And Craig says he's glad you're still here.
Oh, thank you, Craig. I am too. I think it's ridiculous that a lot of preventative things are not covered because in the long run, the insurance would be paying less.
Right.
And let me tell you how I know that. Because I had to go through my first bout of cancer without insurance.
Hold on. He says, yeah, that's expensive shit. No, that's expensive shit in a box.
Yeah. I had to go through my first bout of cancer without insurance. And so I got to see that bill. And I'm going to tell you the insurance would save so much money if they would just do preventative stuff.
Gabe Gambino says, oh, but when I send people boxes of my shit, I'm a monster.
I shit in a bag and left it for my ex-husband once, and he did not like that.
Wow.
So.
And I got to leave it for the UPS driver. That's got to be rough, right? Like we talked about this on the show before. You're a UPS driver and you drive up to a house. Cologuard is just like Amazon. All their logos are all over the box.
Like, do they have to have the logo all over?
Do they really need to do that? Because then, like, the driver drives up and they're like,
box of shit.
honey, how was your day? 3 boxes of shit today. And he goes all the way to Michigan. What a shit state. I'm just kidding.
Jeez.
I'm kidding. That's where the shit goes. That's where all the shit goes is Michigan.
Did you see my shit post about my shit post the other day?
No, I did not.
My shit post about my shit post.
Yeah.
I like that.
You imagine though, you're like a
This is a
UPS
shit
driver and you
post
walk
about
up and you got a box of shit. Because that's what it is. I mean, it's very contained.
There's a little biohazard markings on
But
it.
no, it does not.
Oh, that's weird because it is.
It's very biohazard. It does not. Yeah. And I was explaining how gross it is to do it because you have to hover and poop into a bucket because, it's flushed with it. And someone's like, not as grotesque as getting a colonoscopy. I was like, fair enough.
Right? Or, hear me out,
Yeah.
Strangers put you under and then do things to your butt. They're
Fair.
doctors. At least that's what they say. They'll
Someone
send you some
goes,
photos.
someone goes, moved a lot of shit today. What did you order? A bunch of shit? Now, okay, SNL did do a shit in the box thing. When Woody Harrelson do a SNL color guard, it's actually pretty amazing.
Yeah.
It's a great SNL. It's with Woody
I
Harrelson.
love that one.
Yeah, and I watched that before. I shit in the bucket and put it in the box. It was fun. And then called UPS, come get my shit.
And they're we're gonna take your shit.
We're gonna take your shit.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they already did it. It's pretty funny.
It's great.
Yeah, but anyway, we got any plans for the weekend? I'll never look at that the same way ever again. Never.
I mean, you have to have a good sense of humor for that, because this is now the second ultrasound moments I've heard. It's
What kind of ball problems are you having?
I went in.
You
Yeah.
get kicked in the balls a lot?
No. It was a kidney stone.
Oh, yeah.
It was a kidney stone. But
Ow,
I went
ow.
in just with the presentation of my balls hurt. I didn't know why. I was just at work.
Oh
and I
man,
was like,
when you guys get kidney stones, your balls hurt.
yeah,
I didn't know.
crazy.
I didn't know that either.
yeah. I didn't know what it was, and they came in because I thought it might have gotten twisted around.
Craig's asking how long this shit stays good. You pour a liquid in there to help it stay organic and not dry up.
Ooh,
Ew.
Yeah, I mean you asked,
that's a good question.
but
That is a good question.
shit. What was I gonna say? Damn it, Craig, with your shit talk. Son of a bitch. I don't know what I was gonna say now. Oh well. Yeah.
How nice those texts are.
No. Oh yeah.
How they can just,
no.
keep on a
No,
conversation
that was
while
it.
they're
That was
like,
it.
"Here we
So
go."
then I get because everything is now. You call the cops. Next day you get a text. So how did we do? So later that day I get a text from the ultrasound place. Let us know how we're doing. And I fucking boom hit that thing, and I was 5-star. Just want to let you know. This is the best person I've ever ran into in the medical industry in my life. Submit. And I put I felt very comfortable. I was very, afraid to come in. I was feeling a lot of anxiety, and the tech was one of the most professional, amazing people I've ever worked with. I wrote all that and
I love ultrasound
submit.
techs. Every single ultrasound. Oh, there was one during my pregnancy that
I
was
want
a
that
dude.
person to get a raise.
There was a ultrasound tech during my pregnancy. He was a dude, and he was an asshole.
But yeah,
He made me feel like my baby was surely gonna die.
yeah,
But everybody else they must have a good sense of humor.
Yeah.
Because they have to ultrasound balls and stuff.
yeah. I just want to say one bad thing though. She brought up her boyfriend, and I don't know if her boyfriend knows this. She touched my ball.
Oh my gosh.
I'm kidding.
How dare she talk about her boyfriend while she was touching your balls?
That is kind of weird though, yeah. But it's fine.
So you get any sort of ideas there? Anyway, you're talking about my boyfriend now.
Right. Getting a little chummy. No, it wasn't like that at all. But no, it was really funny because we talked about musical, and she's like, "Are you going to go to that Lord Huron show?" And I'm like, "I am." So then I'm probably going to see her, and she'll be like, "That's the dude with the big ball."
Turns out it was just cysts.
Yeah, he's fine now.
Totally benign.
Yeah, we thought he was going to die when we first saw him, but yeah, he's fine.
Oh jeez.
He has a drag queen look. A drag queen judge look. I just thought that was funny. She's like, "I knew you were going to say that." I'm like, "What? That is such a fucking obscure thing."
Well, you do look like somebody who judges drag queens
I mean,
harshly.
I judge a lot of things.
I mean, especially Cher.
I go out in public and I go,
Yeah.
a lot. And then I'll go, Yep.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
I'll go, Yeah, those, I'm judging,
Yeah.
So I'm good at it. So I get it now. I get it. Everybody's like, we want you to judge. You seem to be really good at it.
You're real judgy.
And I'll go like this. Look at that.
All the time. I've seen it.
All the time. He judges us when we're typing. You damn straight I do. After the show, I'll be like, did you see what Duke City Warrior said in the last quarter of the second hour?
That's not his judging face, by the way.
And then I will punch him.
Craig says every time you say, hello, governor, I feel judged. You should.
Oh my god. Or pigwits.
Isn't lying. He does it to me.
Yeah.
Penguins, not piglets.
Yeah, I said penguins.
Oh, I said piglets.
Don't judge my sick voice.
Oh, sorry. What? No, I have the same thing, man. I woke up and I have this fucking allergy thing where I can't hear out of one ear.
Yeah. Well, mine literally turned into like bronchitis. I felt like I was dying.
So I'm deaf now.
And then I had to cancel on Friday. And then we went to the red light cameras thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yesterday for the tailgate because Danny loves red light cameras and she's never seen them live. So we had to. It was like a kid-friendly event. Both my kids were rocking out. I got some Two Stone Betties for my birthday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was a fun time, but I regretted it as soon as I got home. I didn't regret going, but as soon as I got home, I was like, oh, God, I went out in the pollen.
Whoa. There's the pollen. And you know what they fucked up, Smiley? You know what they fucked up?
What?
They didn't put on sunscreen.
Oh.
We forgot sunscreen.
That radiation will get you every time.
Smiley knows.
Yeah. My husband looks like a tomato.
What are you doing?
And he got really mad that I said he looked...
Getting old in real time.
Right?
He was so mad last night because he said, is my sunburn bad? And I said, you look like a tomato. He's like, oh, so now I'm fat too? And I was like, well, you know.
You said it, not me.
I didn't say that.
Kidding.
Is there some sort of red vegetable that's super skinny that I know about? Sorry.
I guess red bell peppers.
No, those are still...
Well, the little, like, they look kind of like chili peppers, but they're bell pepper. Anyway.
Also, congratulations to the New Mexico United and their opening season win yesterday.
It was great.
Yeah. It was
also,
fantastic.
You know what? Not congratulations to, you know who I judge? So my kids like to play on the playground at the United Stadium. And yesterday, the kids were being mean to my 2-year-old.
Kids are mean.
And then Jason, like, took a kid's hand to lead him away. This
is turning in amazing real quick. I threw the ball, it bounced up, and it went into that Topo Chico box. And the dog almost got it. Like, I'm blown away by this, actually. Now she can't find it. Good.
Oh, good. Sorry. This is the same dog that just took us off the air earlier because she was trying to find that ball.
No, a kid pulled my 2-year-old by the legs on the slide, like off of the slide. And so my husband, like, told the kid to stop it. And the parent was watching the whole thing and got mad at my husband.
Yeah.
And my husband said, watch your fucking kids. When your kid's not being an asshole, I'll leave him alone.
Duke City Warrior says I rubbed banana peel on my face. It's supposed to help, apparently.
You know what? I read that too.
For sunburn?
Yeah.
Really?
I think it's called aloe.
Did an older brother tell you this? Or did you
I don't have an older brother. I mean, I have you guys.
I rubbed gasoline on my body because
this definitely sounds like something an older brother did.
I've never heard banana.
No, I read that.
I've always heard aloe.
I think it's the potassium in the banana.
Fucking bananas rule, dude.
I love bananas. Bananas fix diarrhea as well.
Do you know how many bananas I eat? I eat like a banana a day.
My son will eat. So I found out that you can eat too many bananas.
Yeah. It's poisonous.
Yeah, my son will eat bananas all day. Okay. And I guess the limit is 3 bananas. That's what the pediatrician told me. But anyway.
Dude, that dog is on a fucking rampage.
She's going to kill us all.
I don't know. It's in that Topo Chico box.
I know where it's at, but she's just throwing stuff around now.
They said that the banana's supposed to soothe the skin.
Yeah.
I eat a lot of, like I said, I do a banana. You know what I really eat, though? And this is really getting into some fucking dumb shit. I eat like 3 to 4 apples a day.
Apples are good, though.
Fucking A, they are.
Apples and peanut butter is my jam.
I only eat a specific breed of apple.
Banana Man. I'm going to look it up.
Envy apples?
You go for the
those
apples.
are the best.
Those are good, yeah.
Fucking
I get those at Costco.
Yeah.
They're so good.
Dude, this is how often I go to Costco. Like, they were like, I go up there to buy the Envy apples for like $7 the sack, and they're like, "It's time to renew your membership." So now it's $67, and I'm all. Boop, boop. I'm like, I need these fucking apples, man.
I love those. You know what? Costco is so cheap though. So like the Envy apples, and then their bananas. It's like a huge bunch of them for like what, $1.50?
Really?
Yes.
For the bananas?
Yes.
I'm getting my bananas in the goddamn wrong place.
Yeah. I thought it was like a special they had going on one time. And because of how much my kids eat bananas, like we go through that in a week. But yeah, it's $1.50 for a whole bunch of bananas.
Jesus. Mm-hmm. All right.
Whereas at the grocery store, they're like 50
like,
cents a...
okay, the reason why I'm talking about fruit is like I got diagnosed pre-diabetic, and I had to cut out all sugar and refined flour.
Do you have to be careful how
Enriched.
much fruit you eat?
No.
Oh, okay.
I've looked that up a lot.
Yeah.
And so someone was like, "What's the one difference now since you've changed your diet?" And I was like, "Now that I don't eat sugar, fruit really pops for me.
Yeah.
Like good apples, good pears, good oranges, all taste amazing now.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I don't have candy and like whatever snack sugar in my diet." It's so crazy how good fruit is.
Fruit's amazing.
It is, but like whenever you're eating fucking, Snickers bars and all that shit, fruit it gets overshadowed. It's like like when you're doing a lot of cocaine, all of a sudden weed's not that great, but then all of a sudden you stop the cocaine, weed's amazing. Just kidding, I have no idea.
Yeah, I could tell.
Yeah, I think that would have made more sense if you were like coffee.
Yeah,
sure.
caffeine.
Someone says, "Have you tried
nothing.
dragon fruit?" Actually, I'd never had that.
I was just gonna ask that too.
I've
Dragon
not, no.
fruit is so. Danny's school does this cool thing that I love / hate, where they send fruit home with them, like different kinds of fruit.
Why do you hate it?
Well, because my child forgets to tell me, and then it's just in her backpack.
A rotted fruit in the backpack. Yeah.
And they didn't tell us that they were going to start doing it. So Danny literally had a collection of rotten fruit
Ew.
in her backpack. And I was like, where is this fruit coming from?
Are you
What the
stealing?
fuck is
Are you
this?
stealing from the store?
I didn't know if she was like bullying kids for their fruit. Or, like, where is this?
There's the fruit bully. First of all, Hollyanne, it's not for the fruit. It's for the fruit cocktail.
Oh.
Give me a fruit cocktail.
Yeah.
No.
No,
I have to give you my fruit cocktail every day.
I was so confused. She had like a pile, like so many bags of fruit in her backpack, and it stunk.
Ew.
And I was like, what is that smell?
It's called death.
And she had like a chocolate milk in there as well. It was a whole thing. And I was like, could you send a note home? Like, could you email me about that instead of the other stupid shit you email us about? And because they send like a million.
I work for the government. I know it's stupid emails.
Oh my God. I'm just like, I don't need to know this. I don't give a shit. Anyway. So they'll send like dragon fruit or like all kinds of other things that they get that the kids probably haven't tried before.
Yeah.
And dragon fruit is delicious.
Duke City Warrior, should I gift you a fruit basket when we meet up? Yes.
He loves fruit baskets.
You do not have to gift me anything. No one needs to give me anything ever. But if you gave me fruit, I would love it. I love it. Dude, grapes.
Grapes are the best. Have you
Oranges.
had the cotton candy grapes?
Fuck off. That's a thing.
Yeah,
It
they're
is.
so good.
What?
They only come out like a specific... Next time they come out, I'll tell you. Because they're so good.
I'm going to start following the fruit seasons. Like, I'm
You
going to get in.
do.
I'm really going to get into that.
Speaking of presents, my birthday is on Thursday. And
What?
I need presents.
I said the same thing. What's your Venmo?
Yeah, I'll put out my Cash App later, but if you want to gift me something, you
Oh,
can.
man.
Yeah, no, the cotton candy grapes though, I thought it was bullshit because Danny was talking about it, and I was like, this sounds made up, and it's not. They're really good.
What about this? Duke City Warrior says you should try the cantaloupe.
yes.
Or she says cantaloupe, but I think she means cantaloupe.
It's
That's a thing?
that's a thing.
You know what? I want to tell you the fruit that I love and people hate, and I just don't get it. I kind of do and I kind of don't. I fucking love honeydew melon.
Honeydew melon's delicious.
People
I love
hate it. Like, they fucking go out of their way to hate it.
Really?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I love
I
any
think,
kind of
I
melon.
think it would have been the cantaloupe.
I love cantaloupe.
No, people love cantaloupe. But if you
Really?
go honeydew melon, they're like, ew, what
I
a
love-
trash fruit.
It's
I
got
love
that
all
weird
melon.
crenulated skin, and then it smells like something's dying.
I love
Honeydew melon or cantaloupe?
Cantaloupe.
I
These-
love
see,
cantaloupe.
I'm with you. I mean, I'll eat cantaloupe all day. I had a bunch of cantaloupe today. I get the cantaloupe, honeydew melon, pineapple, grape mix at the store, and I eat that for breakfast.
You know what my favorite thing is, and when I was pregnant, I ate it all the time, is cantaloupe melon with a little bit of vanilla ice cream. It's the best.
I'm very mad at you right now.
Why?
I can't have that shit.
You could get like yogurt, like
Yeah,
vanilla
okay.
yogurt.
Yeah. Yogurt ice cream.
Which is
Same thing.
actually really good.
No.
No, vanilla yogurt is amazing.
Craig says, most important question is raisin a fruit? We're done with the ball talk. Craig.
Raisins are
Of course they're a fruit.
technically a fruit, and
Yeah,
I love
it's a
them.
dried fruit.
I love them.
You know,
Some people don't like raisins. I
watermelon
enjoy them.
also amazing. Love it.
Oh, I love watermelon.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. I was just going through all the fruits that I can't eat the other day.
What can you not eat?
Well,
Oh, because of allergies?
yeah, I'm allergic to latex, so a
Yeah.
lot of stuff.
I'm sorry. You said latex and that has to do with fruit?
Yeah,
yeah.
people who are allergic to latex can't have a lot of melons.
There's a latex family tree.
Fuck, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
There's-
Wow. All right.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I can't eat.
I am only allergic to pineapple, and it's because of the chemical that
My favorite fruit of all time.
it's mine too. I didn't get the allergy till I was 17, and for my birthday every year, my mom would make me a pineapple upside down cake, and now I can't have that because when I was 17, just all of a sudden I had this crazy reaction, and what it is it's the chemical in pineapple that
Okay.
also tenderizes fruit.
Yeah.
And so also a lot of meat tenderizers and a lot of like sweet and sour sauce, things like that I can't have.
Nathaniel James Reed just said, "Sup, James just spent $7 on a suit for the wedding. You guys are getting married? You getting married? Nice.
I'm gonna be in a wedding.
Oh, you're going to be in Nate's wedding?
That is correct.
I wish the rest of us were invited.
Well, yeah, you know what? That's not how wedding parties work. You only pick the people that you want to be.
I said
in your wedding.
weddings. I don't want to be in the party.
Oh,
I'm done wedding partying
Really?
until I'm married. Yeah.
I enjoy being part of a wedding. Unpopular opinion, I enjoy being a bridesmaid.
Let me tell you why I don't like it.
you're too
So-
good at it.
No. So I had a friend, and he's like, "I'm getting married," and he lived in Dallas, and he's like, "Yeah, man, you're in the wedding party." I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "Cool." He's like, "You need to go and get a suit, or you need to go get fitted and all that." So I go, and it's $200 for the suit to
Yeah.
rent,
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Fuck." I'm like, "Well, it's my friend." The only thing I got to keep was the socks because they didn't want them back.
Sure.
Okay. So then I had to spend $500 to fly to the wedding.
Yeah.
So I'm in $700 into this wedding, right?
Yeah.
As the 13th groomsman.
Oh my
Ouch.
God. That's a lot.
13th groomsman. I'm not like the best man.
Yeah.
I'm not like in the top 4. I'm number 13, and I just spent almost $800
Yeah.
to go to this wedding.
At my wedding, I just had my bridesmaid
And
pick out.
Craig's correct because I judge weddings.
Yeah.
Damn right.
He is. He's judging.
How was your wedding? Not good.
Why do you think I haven't gotten married yet? Because I have to invite Chris, and he's going to judge. Gotta save up.
I'll be all bridesmaids, subpar. Chicken, cold.
My first wedding, I just let my bridesmaids pick their dress. I picked a
Okay.
color, and I was like, whatever you want to wear in that color. Because I think it's ridiculous to make people... You don't know what somebody's money situation
No, exactly.
is. Like, it's kind of crazy.
I'm glad.
to
I'm glad that
expect
your
it.
12 other friends that live in the same city as you do get to
Yeah.
only spend $189
But
on
even
it.
if you live in the same city, like I'm
Yeah.
going to tell you right now, if somebody expected me to spend $200 on something, there's no way. I'd have to be like, sorry.
I just
can't
want
do
to
it.
find that lady that's like, I just want to get married in a field and like a little house on the prairie wedding, and we just do it as cheap as possible. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah, but that field's gonna be so expensive.
I spent
and the,
Damn it.
and the logistics of how to get.
But then
get
they're like,
everyone
but
out
then they're
there.
like, but then they're like, I want to go to like, you know, like a resort for the. I want to spend the money on the trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did my whole wedding. Dress, food, everything. DJ, everything for $5,000.
And then you had your honeymoon in Santa Rosa.
I didn't have a honeymoon.
See,
And
wouldn't you have rather had the honeymoon?
I tell Hamster this all the time because we haven't had a wedding.
Yeah.
And we talk about it all the time.
Because of the murders.
Yeah. No, we talk about it all the time because he hasn't had a wedding. I have.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to rob you of anything, but also weddings are bullshit.
They're bullshit.
Like, I would rather take a trip and have fun.
Duke City Warrior wants to have a Beetlejuice inspired wedding.
Oh, that's cool. That's a great idea.
That is a great idea. All that's cool. That would be fun. Everyone dress up like a different person from the movie Flash Gordon. Sounds awesome.
My idea, I kind of want to just get married at dry heat and make it seem like I'm having a comedy show.
I'm going to do a Roadhouse themed wedding.
Yes.
Everybody, not the new one.
Not the new one.
Well, it's not even out yet.
And someone's like, I'm going to be Sam Elliott. Be like, my uncle's already Sam Elliott. Sorry. You're going to do somebody else. You're going to have to
my
be...
God. Can we just all be Sam Elliott? Just everybody is
then
Sam
it's
Elliott.
a Sam Elliott. Well, I mean, you have to be Sam Elliott from different movies.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
He's a different person?
Who
in
the
a different
fuck is
movie?
this Momo? Those glasses aren't it. Oh, okay. Thanks, Total Tech. Anyway.
Yeah, and also...
Maybe they're talking about my glasses.
Yeah, whose glasses?
Yeah, whose glasses?
Again,
Tech?
I don't care. Is it my glasses? Smiley's glasses?
That's true. It's
Total Tech's glasses? The glasses they're drinking out of?
kind of a glasses show.
Someone said, Duke City where I'd show up with crazy hair.
Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome. Cool. I don't know you. I'm sorry if I... Oh, okay. That's fine. Sorry. My bad.
Yeah, look at Chris.
Well, now I feel bad.
Chris gets hurt so fast.
Oh,
Look
my
at him.
favorite thing is that the judgy guy is the one who gets,
Whose glasses? You son of a bitch. I'll bust you.
you went a little over the top on that one.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
It's okay.
No, that's
It's
fair.
okay.
It's fair.
I mean-
Because I was talking about the Roadhouse wedding, because that hit home. And it's like,
Now you're raw.
I kind of want to meet a lady that will have a wedding where we can all dress like different characters from the movie Roadhouse. Is that a thing?
That would be fun.
And then someone called you out in your glasses. You're all, I'll fight you.
I'll kill everybody. Roundhouse kick. Roundhouse kick. Rip out your throat. Wouldn't that be awesome? Like at the end, we kiss and then I rip her throat out. Roadhouse.
He showed to the photographer.
I mean,
I died.
theoretically, not
Like,
not a real throat rip. You know, a symbolic throat rip.
I feel like a good throat ripping is very romantic.
It could be.
You're learning.
It's penetration. Now watch Roadhouse weddings are going to be a thing, and I'll be angry about it. Be like, I thought of the Roadhouse wedding.
And everybody wears your glasses at the roadhouse.
So
wedding.
this is how stupid I am. I meet someone's son last night, and they're like, "This is my son. I want to introduce you." And I meet his wife, and she has a brooch
Oh yeah.
with the what do they call that? Where it's like the side view of a woman's face.
Profile?
A profile?
Yes, a
Yeah.
profile. And I was like, "Oh, I love your brooch." And of course, it's like right at the bottom of her cleavage. And I'm like, and I wasn't looking at her boobs. I was just like, immediately, I was like, I have a brooch myself. And they were like, of a profile. I was like, no, it is. I said, my friend Sabrina and I both love the movie Roadhouse. And I have a brooch of Patrick Swayze from Roadhouse, and hers is Sam Elliott from Roadhouse. And they were like, oh.
I'm so jealous of the Sam Elliott brooch.
Yeah.
Sam Elliott is mine. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I love him.
Sam Elliott Roadhouse, Sam Elliott Mask,
Sam Elliott.
Sam
anything.
Elliott, yeah.
Come on,
Super Bowl
Tombstone.
commercial.
Tombstone.
Any of it. I love him.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to go potty.
All
I'll be
right.
back.
Well, we're done. We can
Okay,
finish. We'll
okay.
finish the show. Yeah, we were like 2 hours and 17 minutes. Yeah. So you have what do you have coming up?
Next Saturday, I will be at Turtle Mountain Brewery in Rio Rancho for Turtle Show. Kurt Fletcher is hosting that one. And March 23rd, I will be at Kilt Check with Karen Carson and Bonnie Bigheart. And April 21st, I will be with Royal Wood at Juneau.
Duke City Warrior said 2 hours flew by so fast. It always does.
It always does.
It always does. Well, when you come on the show, we'll try to make it last as long as we can.
That's what he
This Saturday, I will be at Marble Heights Brewery judging singer-songwriter, the Monsoon Music singer-songwriter show. They just texted me earlier to make sure that I show up by 5:30 because they're professionals.
Nice.
Thanks.
In April, El Paso. No, I mean,
I know, I'm kidding, dude.
no, I'm, dude. When people send me stuff like that, and they're like, "Show up at this time, be at this location," I am very appreciative of that because I hate like just getting a time, and then I've got to Google the place, and then I got to show up, and I don't know where the door is, and I don't, I like when there's like details. Big fan. And I'll give you none now. In April, El Paso Comic-Con, I'm going to be there with Ming Chen. We will be rampaging all over El Paso. So if there's anyone in the El Paso area that wants to hang out or knows of cool places that we need to go to, let us know, man. I am, dude.
Chico's Tacos.
Chico's Tacos.
You have to.
I actually have been told that before. I went to, for example.
You have to go to the original one. By the way.
The first time I ever went to DC, I did not like it. A fan listened to the episode where I shit all over it, and he goes, "You ever come back, go to this place, and this place." And I came back, and I went to a couple of the ones that the fan told me about, and now I have a different idea. So whenever I go back to DC, I have favorite places now because of that person. So let me know if you're in the El Paso area or you're from around there, where we should go. If you listen to the show, you kind of can gather, I probably don't want to go to Applebee's, anything like that. I will judge you for telling me Applebee's. But other than that, if it's like a local cool place, definitely. Smiley, got anything going on?
No, I do not.
Okay. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Chris Walsh, for being on the first hour. Thursday night at the Guild Cinema, The Decline of Southwestern Civilization Part 1. I am in the movie. I will be there to watch it, so come out and watch the movie with me. I've not seen the whole thing. I've seen my parts, but I have not seen the whole movie. And we'll probably talk about it next Sunday. Next Sunday we will have, it's St. Patrick's Day.
It is.
So maybe we'll do some theme shit.
Okie doke.
We will have Duke City Warrior next Sunday on this show.
Ooh.
Tommy Test.
And we're very excited.
Very excited. Tommy Test will be in this studio next Sunday.
Woohoo.
Duke City Warrior says I got to get my eyebrows threaded this week. What does that mean?
It's like it's like they take a thread and then it pulls your hairs out, so it shapes your eyebrows.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot of things. Nice. Tommy Test will be here from Duke City Championship Wrestling. Tommy Test will be here. My boy, Tommy Test, will be here next Sunday. Excited. So, you guys have a great week. Thank you guys for making us feel loved. And we love all you guys. And with that,
we are 10 drink minimum.